Howdy y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melina, formerly fat, currently fed up. Today we are checking out Annie's comeback. I know a lot of you guys may have already seen one or two, or maybe even all of her videos. I haven't watched them yet. I've seen a couple people cover them, and she seems like a very, very sweet girl, and it's always very interesting watching people's fat loss journey. Before we get started, I would just like to remind you guys, I am doing a charity 50K run in October. It is the Taco Bell 50K, aka Ultra Marathon. I'm raising funds for the Contra Costa and Solano Food Bank. It would mean the absolute world if you consider donating to my cause. Every $1 equals 2 meals. My original goal was $1,000, and you guys have already helped me surpass that, which makes my heart so, so, so happy. It makes me very proud to know that the people in my audience are so giving and so caring, and it makes my heart burst. So my current goal right now is $2,000, which I know we can hit that. I have until October, so I'm going to be grinding for this. I'm going to be grinding for this food bank because they are incredible. They do so much work, and given the political climate, they need as much help as they can get, and the people of my community also need more help now that things are unfortunately going away. With that being said, we are going to jump right into this. The title of her first video is My Weight Gain Story. I gained 100 pounds and it's time to talk about it. This is my wake up call. If you're not aware, I was fat, I was obese, I was clinically obese, and I gained around 50 pounds in less than a year, and then I kept it on for, I believe, 2-ish years. And this brings me to a little side point. A little bitter commented on one of my videos. I'm sassy today. I'm not going to be sassy to Annie because she does not deserve sassiness at all. But a bitter commented on one of my videos saying how my weight loss journey, it basically isn't valid because I wasn't big enough to her liking. Because she had to lose over 100 pounds. That means I wasn't actually fat. I wasn't obese because I wasn't as big as a. What I've realized with my growing channel, I'm very appreciative of all of you guys. It's been a very quick journey. You get a lot of freaking weird comments, and the vast majority of them I just skip over, whatever. It is what it is. But this one actually rubbed me the wrong way because minimizing someone's fat loss journey and the struggles that they've gone through just because they weren't as big as you, it is the pinnacle of projection and passive aggressiveness. Because I didn't have to lose 100 pounds, because I didn't have to get loose skin surgery. That means my weight loss journey, it wasn't valid. Excuse me? Excuse me. Like, be so freaking for real right now. My BMI was over 30. I'm 4'11". I was at minimum 150 pounds. Minimum. I would argue I was around 165, 170, if I'm being completely honest. What really frustrates me about it, say whatever you want, like, about me. I don't care. I know my journey was hard. I know I put in the freaking work. And I really know it comes down to you, Sierra, are upset because I sorted my shit out faster than you could. I didn't get as big as you, so you are mad about that. I was able to get my shit together faster than you did. Therefore, I didn't have to have loose skin surgery, which, by the way, I have considered getting loose skin surgery because I do have loose skin. I have it on my stomach and on my boobs. I'm going to get a boob job eventually because of the rapid weight loss that I had. And yes, I have loose skin on my stomach. I've talked about it in previous videos, and I've even showed it in previous videos. So what really perturbs me about this is I'm thinking about the people who only, and I'm saying this in quotes, who only need to lose 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 pounds. Because what, anything less than 100 doesn't make it actual fat loss? No, off. Like, actually off. If you are someone who only needs to lose a small amount of weight, your journey still matters. And it's hard. It's so freaking hard. Like I just, yeah, I just had to address that. Again, normally I wouldn't address something like that, but I just think about all the other people who might see that and be like, oh, well, I only have 50 pounds to lose. So I guess my journey isn't hard. Yes, it is. But anyway, that was a strange tangent. Sorry. That was also bitchy. I'm not sorry about that part though. I I'm still clearly very new to YouTube, so going through certain things, I'm just like, what the heck? I've noticed that some people, it's impossible for me to respond to all comments. It's just not possible. If you do want me to respond to your comments, I do have a membership where you get priority replies. So that's always an option because when I sit down and reply, I will, depending on the time of the day, sometimes when I very first post a video, I will be in the comment section responding within the first like 30 minutes to an hour ish. After that, I do priority reply to my members. Otherwise, I'd be here for like 10 hours. But sometimes I'll go on my YouTube studio on my phone and I'll see whatever newest comment pops up. And some of the some of the sassiness that I get, it's like, what the heck? So sometimes I'll respond, and I've had 3 instances now where people try to like they try to like catch me in something or they're saying something hella snarky and I'm like I'll respond to them and then an hour later they delete their comment. Like why are you putting this on someone's account? Like do you just expect you expect me not to respond? I mean, granted sure, the vast majority of the time I won't respond cuz I simply don't see it, but you need to stand 10 toes on your opinions or whatever fact that you're trying to say. Stand 10 toes, sweetie. All right, we are going to jump right into this. If you like the sassiness, hello. I'm glad you are here. Please do consider subscribing. I am chasing 20,000. Once I hit 20,000, I will do another cash giveaway. I'm at 17.3. 17,300 baddies following me. 90%, 90% are all women too, so someone said, please stop smooching into your mic. So I no longer do that. I get it. It's a misophonia thing. I get it. I get it. All right. We're going to jump right into this. Oh, do I need? Yeah, I'll just do one ear. Okay, Annie, the floor is yours.
And 100% real. This is
I'm going to do 1.25.
one of the hardest videos I've ever had to record before. This is one of the hardest videos I've ever had to record before, but it's also one of the most important ones. Maybe this is the wake-up call that I needed. I don't know. I told myself if I was going to start this channel, I was going to do it right and I was going to be 100% raw and 100% real. My weight gain has been the biggest insecurity that I have been personally going through for a decade. But I'm done hiding it. I'm so sick and tired of me kind of like avoiding it. It's time for me to kind of hit it head on. So my weight gain didn't really start overnight. I have been struggling with this my whole entire life. And I'm going to show you guys live pictures and timestamps throughout the years. But I've definitely noticed there's been stages in my life that things have gotten way worse. Growing up as a child, I wasn't necessarily overweight. So I want to consider myself a healthy, like thick child, if that kind of makes sense. But I was never too skinny and I was never too overweight. Then going into middle school, I definitely started getting a little bit chubbier. I definitely started seeing like the roundness in my face, but it still wasn't too bad. I wasn't necessarily like obese or super overweight. When I went into high school, obviously those were like my best years. I looked great. I would never forget like my freshman, sophomore, junior year. I was the tiniest I think I've
I think she would still be considered overweight in high school. Maybe not obese, but definitely overweight, and you can just tell by like the arms and like the stomach area. Not saying she looks bad at all. It's just an observation.
great. I would never forget like my freshman, sophomore, junior year. I was the tiniest I think I've ever been. I was very active as well. I was going out a lot with my friends, living life. I mean, who doesn't when they're in high school? So many pictures to show you guys. I didn't really eat healthy per se, but I guess when you're at that age, your metabolism is just a little bit different and
Yeah,
truly
I don't want to pause her and have her looking all crazy. Yeah, so when you're a teenager, your metabolism stays the same from your 20 to 60. I know that's not teenage years. It is a little bit faster when you're a teenager, Not really much though, but the difference is when you're a teenager, when you're at school, you're walking to classes. A lot of people are involved in sports. Some people walk to and from school. You're hanging out with your friends, you're going out, you're doing things. And that is why most teenagers are not overweight. Once you graduate high school, you get a job, you go to college. A lot of people still stay pretty thin or fit throughout college because they're constantly moving. Now, of course, like the freshman 15 or 20 or whatever it is a thing, but you are still active. It's usually after college is when people notice a significant weight gain because they're still partaking in the same activities. They are eating either the same or they're getting a little more lax on their food and they're just simply not moving enough because they get a job, typically a desk job, and they're still eating the same amount of food that they normally eat, and they simply do not need that much.
I feel confident. And what's crazy is that I have never in my life been like a skinny, skinny girl, right? But even me in high school, the way I looked, I would kind of like judge myself and be like, my body doesn't look the same as my other.
Yeah, because she's overweight here, which again, I'm not. That's not me being like mean or anything, but she is overweight for her height.
Friends are super skinny and super fit. Like, why do I have such big thighs? Why do I have like a rounder face? But I was still confident at the same time, so it wasn't too bad. When I left high school, that's when things started getting a little bit crazy. I didn't have such an active routine anymore. I was kind of like getting my first job. It was my first sitting down in like a desk job, which
There it is.
was horrible, by the way. You guys will learn from me, and maybe I'll make a whole nother episode on that. But my life, I mean, I'm only 32 years old, but I have gone through so many changes of careers that I think I could write a book. I've been to different schools, I've had different jobs. Like when I tell you left field, left field.
I'm pretty consistent with my jobs. My first job was the Marine Corps, obviously. I joined when I was 17. I got out and then I worked for one business for, I think, 2 or 3 years. And then the second business in the same field, it was property management. That one, I think, also for 2 or 3 years. And then I just hit 5 years at my job now. So I'm very loyal. I mean, not loyal in the sense where it's like I'll never leave this job, but I tend to settle in and then stay for a number of years until I get like the itch to leave.
you know. But one of my first jobs out of high school was definitely a sit down desk, and I'll never forget. I had like a crazy manager that she would always order like takeout, and I guess I was so young and I really wanted to like grow, and I didn't even know what growing was in actual company, but whatever. I used to like sit down and eat with her every single time, and it got to a point that I think it was my grandfather that told me, he's like, hey, you're putting on some weight pretty quick. Ever since
That's a W W grandpa move. That is awesome. So many people are too afraid to tell their friends and their family like, "Hey, you, you're getting a little big. That's not good for you. I love you and I want you to stay here on this earth as happily and healthily and as long as you can." And you simply just don't do that when you're obese.
you started working at the dealership, is like, are you okay? Is it hormonal, or are you going through something that we don't know about? And I will never forget that the day that he told me that is when it all clicked. Because obviously, like, if they're paying for my lunch, I'm eating chicken wings one day, burgers the next day. It was never healthy food. So that was weird. And that definitely opened up my appetite. Fast forward to like maybe I was 20, 21 years old. I was definitely getting a little bit fuller. I was getting chunkier. And then I ended up getting pregnant at the young age of 22 years old. Now, this is weird because usually people's stories, like with their first time pregnancy, I've heard different stories, but usually people gain like a whole bunch of weight. It's their first pregnancy or any pregnancy in general. And that actually wasn't my case. My pregnancy journey was also insane. I will definitely talk about that in a whole nother episode, but it was it was insane. Health wise and weight gain wise, I had a pretty good pregnancy. I really didn't even gain weight. I even remember when I got up to my
She's still pretty big though. Like, and not talking about her pregnancy, but you can tell she's a big girl.
second trimester, when I was 6 months, that the doctor would even tell me, he's like, oh, are you having cravings? Because I wasn't gaining weight. I was still a thick girl, but truly I didn't gain weight. When I went to my last trimester, I remember that's when I started picking up some weight. But in reality, I think it was a maximum of like 25 to 30 pounds. It still wasn't any.
I've never been pregnant and I will never be pregnant. I am staunchly child free. But I do know there's like a lot of people or women think, oh, I'm pregnant, I have to eat for two. No, I believe you only, at the very tail end, the highest, the most extra you should be eating is around 300 extra calories. I'll put a screenshot here to make sure I am correct, but I'm pretty sure it's only 300 here. I'll look it up right now. In the second trimester, you need an extra 340 calories per day. In the third trimester, about 450 extra calories per day. That's really not a lot. You don't need to eat for two people. That is how you gain excess weight. That it's not good for you and it's not good for the baby.
Anything crazy. So then in 2016 in March, I gave birth to my amazing and beautiful son, and that is when everything went crazy.
Oh, he's so little. I I might be child free, but that does not mean I don't like babies. I used to be a part of the child free subreddit on Reddit. There are some actually psychotic people in there. I had to leave it because I just no, I can't, I cannot no.
My goodness, the health issues I had right after giving birth. Number one, I went through this crazy skin disorder that I still suffer from. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it in my other videos on my crafty DIY small business page. If you've really ever noticed, I'm always constantly in long sleeves. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Even though I live in Miami, Florida, where it's insanely hot every single day, but you'll catch me that I'm always in long sleeve shirts. Why? Because I have this skin condition. I'll show you here. I have this skin condition that's called lichen scoliosis, something like that. I don't know. We'll definitely talk about it a different time, but pretty much I have it all in this right arm and it goes all the way to my back shoulder blade, but it's like this discoloration. It feels really dry. Honestly, it just looks really ugly to me. I know it's nothing out of this world and I shouldn't.
Yeah, that I think she should wear whatever she wants. I There are so many people that walk around with ailments and skin issues, and it's pretty normal. I mean, not normal in the sense of like a healthy normal body, but it's not. I mean, I think that's totally it's fine. Just of course it's easy for me to say because I don't have issues like that. The only thing I can sort of relate it to is I am removing 7 tattoos. You can see my chest here is almost gone, and then these two I'm removing. I have one on my shoulder blade I'm removing, and then 3 on my thighs. Yeah, that I'm removing. So they look crazy. So a lot of people in the tattoo removal subreddit, they refuse to wear short sleeves or shorts because they don't like how it looks while it's fading. I don't give a hoot. I don't care. I know it looks crazy. I get people ask me about it. They're like, "Oh, are you finishing it?" And I'm like, "No, I'm taking it off." And they're like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, the opinions of others are truly irrelevant. And if you want to wear short sleeves, what was her name? Ellie? Annie, wear your short sleeves. And I'm sure the sun would, I don't know, make it feel better. Maybe. I don't know. I just like how the sun feels on my skin.
Worry about something like this. There's people who have way worse like situations and medical conditions, but as a young girl, I was always like, oh my god, this is so ugly. I can never wear a tank top again. I can never wear this and that again, whatever. So that kind of like stuck with me. And plus, people are weird and they're always staring at my arm, and a lot of people think that I got burned, or they'll ask me questions and I have to explain the whole spiel, and sometimes I just want to avoid doing that. I
That is fair.
gave birth to my son, and not only did I have so many skin issues, then that's when the weight started piling on. It was so abnormal. When I tell you, friends, it wasn't just like a quick 10-15 pounds. I was just gaining weight and gaining weight and gaining weight. I gave myself some grace. I waited those 6 months to see, maybe it's just my hormones. Even my OBGYN told me, he's like, have some patience, give yourself some grace. Your hormones have to get back on track.
Yeah, but the thing with fat gain, like actual fat gain, is that it does not come from nothing. It does not spontaneously combust. You have to be eating/drinking in a surplus in order to gain fat. That is where fat comes from. So yes, your hormone, like people say, oh, birth control made me gain weight. No, birth control might have jacked up your hormones that made you a little more hungry, but ultimately it is still your responsibility to make sure you're not consuming more food that you need.
Had a baby at a good age, but still pretty young. So give yourself some grace and just wait it out a little bit. That's where I went wrong. I waited it out too much. I delayed it. I should have started checking on myself like literally 6 months after.
Yeah, I mean, if you notice yourself gaining, I would suggest weighing yourself daily or weekly so you can keep on track. Like if you're rapidly gaining weight, there's an actual issue. There's something going on.
But the weight just kept on coming on and coming on and coming on. And then I started noticing every time I would weigh myself, it was another 20 pounds, another 10 pounds, another 15 pounds. I gave birth to my son. I will never forget the last appointment in my OBGYN. Before giving birth to my son, I was weighing 273 pounds, okay? I know that's a really big number, but keep in mind, I am 5'8". I'm a pretty tall girl. And
That's still obnoxiously large for any woman. Sorry. Sorry if you weigh that much, but it that women in general, this might piss off some people, okay? Women, unless you are very tall and very muscular, your weight should not start with a 2. It just shouldn't. Most men, their weight shouldn't start with a 2. A lot of men it is fine, if they're bigger, but women, no. It, no, your weight should not start with a 2.
big build. And I think when I started my pregnancy, I was already like at 240 or 250. I was already gaining weight, but that's me with a 9-month baby in me, 273 pounds, right? When I gave birth to Junior, I'll never forget, I dropped immediately. Like, I think it was, I went down
I'm going to guess 15 due to baby plus fluids and placenta. This is my guess.
to like 260. So like that first 10 pounds or whatever, which I think was just my son in general and his fluid.
Yeah.
But then instead of me like continuing to lose weight, I just kept on gaining weight. And I couldn't get out of the 280s. And then I went to 290s. And then I finally hit the 300 mark. I will never forget, I think when Junior was like
That's so scary.
3 years old. This was probably back in 2019 era. That's when the keto diet got like so famous and so crazy. And I'll never forget. I was already dating Oscar at the time, so
I'm not rolling my eyes at her. I'm not being sassy to her. I rolled my eyes because when people want to lose weight, oftentimes, instead of just going down the normal path of cleaning up your diet, eating healthy, mostly whole foods, exercising, eating less calories. That does not mean less food, by the way. You can eat a lot of food for less calories, but they try to find these little like hacks and tips and tricks, the perfect diet, the perfect wrap, the perfect detox. So they're like looking for all these things over here where the answer is actually here, and it's simply eating below maintenance, exercising regularly, managing your stress, getting adequate sleep. That's it. Those are the 4 pillars. So here in keto, it's like, I'm going to guess she did keto and lost a bunch of weight because, and here's the thing with diets, any diet, keto, carnivore, vegan. Well, I don't know if carnivore slash vegan are necessarily diets, but you get what I'm saying. Mediterranean, um, low carb, high fat, low fat, high carb, low protein. Don't ever do that. All these diets, detoxes, cleanses. Yes, you will lose weight. And the reason why is because everything that all these diets have in common is this: it puts you in a calorie deficit. That's it. That is the only thing it is doing. You can be in a calorie deficit eating nothing but Twinkies and you will still lose weight. Don't do an only Twinkie diet. Please don't do that. Someone actually did do something like that, and guess what? He lost weight. So I'm going to guess she did keto, lost a bunch of weight, started eating carbs again because carbs are freaking delicious. I love carbs. I eat carbs every single day. I had garlic naan for breakfast. Well, I had leftover Nepalese food for breakfast. It was very tasty. When I did my 12-hour endurance race, here's my coaster from that. I ate over 3,000 calories during the race and over 700 grams of carbs. It was awesome. Granted, the carbs were in tailwind formed and rice ball. And the rice balls after at the like 10th hour eating rice balls, I was like, oh my god, I'm sick of the rice balls.
we did it together. And I lost a lot of weight with that keto diet. I didn't do it for a long time, but I did it for like I think 60 days, like 2 or 3 months, and I lost like 40 pounds. And for me, when I do lose weight, it shows immediately. So I remember I was feeling myself so much. I was so happy. Oscar had dropped so much weight too. Well, you know how men are, they always drop weight so fast. But
Men definitely have it. They have it a little bit easier. It's funny with Philip, his happy weight is around 180 to 190-ish, and when he starts creeping up into the mid 190s, he's like, "Oh man, gotta rein it in." Not even a week later, It's like, oh, back to 189. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what'd you do? It's like, I don't know. I just didn't eat as much. I'm happy for you, sweetie.
But I was so happy because I noticed like, wow, this is really working for me. Maybe it is the sugar. Maybe this keto diet is something I should do forever. Way easier said than done. It gets to a point that you get a little bit sick and tired of eating so much protein and so much cheeses and high fat avocados. Like I was missing just eating something crunchy and stuff. And maybe I didn't educate myself well and I didn't really do the diet how I was supposed to. We kind of just followed YouTube and like I think Instagram posts of keto people, but still I had lost so much weight. Then we stopped doing the keto diet. I started eating carbs again and I blew up pretty quick. Now since I was
What did I say? I called it. I should have placed the bet.
like maybe 20.
Also, sorry if I'm shifting a lot. I'm trying to do it as minimally as possible. I was a dumbass, and I'm a part of the Brazen Racing Ultra Half Series, and I had to do another trail half marathon yesterday. I did not run it. Physically could not run it because my body is still beat up from the 12-hour race. I did 43.8 miles last Saturday. So I walked to this one, and it still beat me up because I should not have done that, but I had to stay in the series. But here's I need to hang up this one, but I'll show you guys my updated metal wall. Not that you guys are here for that, but so that's those. That's all those. How fun. Actually canceled my 50K next month. The one I was doing in Marin because it wouldn't make any sense for me to do it physically. I don't want to hurt myself. I am doing the 50K in October though. That's the fundraiser one. So I'm not stopping that one. But the next 8 weeks will just be me healing. No one cares. I'm going to get back to Annie. Sorry.
28 to now I'm 32. I've been yo-yo dieting. I've been trying other different type of programs. I did Weight Watchers. I even did those injections, the Monjoro injections, but unfortunately my insurance plan doesn't cover it, of course, because I am not diabetic. And by all means, I do feel like those medications, if they're needed for diabetics, it should be given to them first.
So there's no longer a shortage for Ozempic, semaglutide, which is Ozempic, Mounjaro, tirzepatide, which I believe Mounjaro is tirzepatide. There is no more shortage. And the reason why I bring that up is because a lot of people who shit on others for using GLP-1, that's often one of the first arguments they'll say. It's like, well, you're taking it away from diabetics. No, the shortage has been over for quite a long time now. In a lot of places, they compound it themselves. So
But the way that I was gaining weight, like I'm not just a 20-pound heavy girl.
yeah, she can, if she wanted to. Of course, I'm not shilling or pushing GLP-1. I used a GLP-1 for 2 months last year. I lost all my weight before that, and then I just had like the last 10-ish that I was yo-yoing for 2+ years. I was like, you know what? Here's a tool that can help. I have suffered with debilitating food noise my entire life, ever since I was a child. It is much better now. I'm not taking it anymore, obviously, because I'm doing endurance racing and you have to eat. But I used compounded semaglutide and I paid, I think it was $200 a month, but each vial would last me longer than a month. So if she wanted to do another GLP-1, there are compounding companies that are relatively inexpensive. I know $200 a month is a lot for most people, but compared to like the $1,000 plus that you're paying for the on-label non-generic stuff, it's way easier. And a lot of places they have referral programs, so if you refer people and they sign up, you'll get money off of it, which she could potentially do that.
I am 100.
Again, I'm not shilling it. That's why I don't post my referral link anywhere. If people want to reach out, they can, and I can help them and talk to them about it. But I'm not like, oh yeah, go to my description and go get your Ozempic. No, I'm not doing it like that.
Pounds overweight, so if I keep on just a 20-pound heavy girl, I am 100 pounds overweight, you know? So if I keep on going the way I'm going right now, maybe my blood work doesn't say I have diabetes or high cholesterol, but maybe next year I'm a full on diabetic. So, you know,
Yeah, and that is exactly how it happens. A great example is Amberlyn Reed. She's like, "Oh, I'm not diabetic. I'm not even pre-diabetic." Sweetie, you're point 0.2 away from being pre-diabetic. It's not like I'm sure this might happen in some scenarios, but for the vast majority of people, it's not like you are not diabetic, and then the next day it's like you are full blown diabetes. It's a very gradual, it's a gradual change up until that point, and then it's like, oh crap, and then they start compounding.
I tried my hardest with my insurance plan to try to get it approved. And then one day I went to the pharmacy and they were like, okay, well, if you want to pick it up, I think I was only on it for like 3 months, and it was going pretty well for me. But then the pharmacy came up to me and they were like, oh, okay, so do you want to pick up your refill? And I was like, yes, obviously. And I remember the pharmacist looking at me like I was insane. And then she told me it's $1,200, and I was like, what? Who is paying that? I told her it like I was paying $25 copays. What happened?
That's so expensive. That's more than I pay in rent. $1,200.
And she told me ever since January 1st, insurance plans are very strict now. This is only for diabetic patients unless you have that diagnosis. So forget about that. It's not that I can't afford it because technically it's my health and I do, you know, make multiple sources of income. I try my hardest, I hustle everywhere. But sometimes I get kind of like, I don't want to say angry and greedy, but kind of. I'm like, damn, you know, I work so hard to make extra income, to make this a business, to do content creation. Like, content creation is not for the weak. You're going into this blinded. You're not promised anything. You're not promised a contract. You're not promised to make money on TikTok or promised huge checks from YouTube. I'm actually still in my beginning phases. Maybe I have a huge following in TikTok, but on YouTube, I'm pretty much a newbie, you know? So I'm trying to build.
Go, yeah, you guys go follow her. I'll link her down below. Go follow her, watch her videos. Well, we'll be watching them here, but if you want to rewatch them, that would be nice. I don't know if she's monetized yet, but she should be getting monetized soon.
This and I'm investing so much money in different things and equipment and mics and long hours and
Oh, speaking of investing money into the business. So today I made a purchase for a laptop. I have a MacBook. It's super old. I'm actually going to sell it like dirt cheap. I'm talking like $100. So if anyone wants to buy an older MacBook, let me know. Nothing wrong with it. I just don't use it, and I cannot edit on it. I tried to edit on it a few months ago. No, because my video quality is either in 4K or 3K. I think we're doing 3K. Yeah, I'm doing 3K right now because it is easier to process. And the difference between 3K and 4K when I'm just sitting here really isn't that much of a difference. So, but I did buy a laptop because I this is where I edit. This is our bedroom. Hello. This is my only computer. This is my PC, and oftentimes, well, not oftentimes, I can only edit like after work or on the weekends. And if you know me by now, you know I work 9 to 5. I'm very active. I go to the gym. I train for my races. I have foster cats, so my time is very limited. And oftentimes I find myself thinking, dang, like if I had a laptop, I can't edit in the morning because Philip is sleeping. I'm not gonna wake him up to edit a video, you know. I'm like, dang, if I have a laptop, I can edit in the front room or I can go to a coffee shop and edit. And the main reason why I pulled the trigger is starting tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to be house sitting Willa and Albert, my little babies, and I'm going to be over there for like 2 weeks. I'll still come back here every day for the cats and to hang out with Philip, but I'm like, dang, I have a camera that I'm recording on, which I record in my car and stuff, but I was like, I really want to be able to edit on the go. I was like, you know what? YouTube, I get paid on YouTube. I said, I'm just going to take some of that money and reinvest it into, because this is like it's like a little business for me now. It really is. I set a schedule. I have numbers I want to meet. I put my heart, soul, and let's see, into everything. Like my Monday mindset post for my members. I am treating this like a serious job, and I was like, I'm just gonna invest and put the money back in. So that's what I did. So I will be recording at their house because they have a beautiful deck. That sounded weird. They have a beautiful deck, so I'll be recording out there and I'll be editing more videos. So you guys will catch that soon.
It's like the little monies that I do get from social media right now, I don't want to just blow it off on like self-paying for this medication. Do I sound crazy? Sometimes when I say that out loud, I do feel like I sound crazy, and I feel like maybe I should put my health first and just buy it. I don't know.
So Annie, if you're watching this, if you need help getting it for cheaper, let me know. I can help you. I can send you my resources that I use. It's completely, it's, you work with a doctor also. It's not like a under the table like Reddit thing, I promise.
You guys let me know in the comments.
Although those do exist. It's called going gray.
Maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. But moving forward. So, right now, it's the year of 2025. Today is June 18th, a Wednesday. And as of current day, I am weighing a whopping 314 pounds. And what's really sad is that this is not even the heaviest I've ever been. My heaviest check-in and weigh-in was 323 pounds. And I remember that day I freaked out. Like, I just didn't eat the whole weekend. I was so like crazy because I started thinking I cannot believe I'm even 300 pounds. So for the past couple of years, me getting up to the 300s and kind of like staying there for a while, especially since I turned like 30, I started seeing a difference in myself. Even when I was already starting to gain weight and I was still in like the mid 200s, even though I was already a bigger girl, I was gaining weight obviously. I always had my makeup done. I always had my hair done. I wouldn't even go to Publix without makeup or hair done.
Yeah, one of the, it's sad. I don't know if it's sad. It's a double standard, maybe. I don't know. But when bigger women, like let's say me, for example, because I am smaller now, not smaller, I am small, I can wear sweatpants, a little tank top, not have my hair or makeup done, go to Trader Joe's, and it'd be fine. And this is, of course, all based off of assumptions. But if a bigger girl was to do that, sweatpants, tank top, no makeup, hair not done, I feel like the vibes that that gives off, or the way that people feel about seeing someone bigger, looks sloppy. It looks more sloppy when the person is bigger rather than smaller. And that sucks. Like I get it. I felt the same way when I was bigger. I always had my makeup done. My hair was always done. I guess you can call that like thin slash pretty privilege, which I don't know if it's a privilege because it's, especially if you've lost the weight, it's kind of earned at that point. But you guys get what I'm saying.
Because I was always really self-conscious, but in a good way. Like my self-esteem was still good, and I like to look good. I like the process of putting on makeup. I love the process of curling my hair. It's not like something that I don't know how to do, and it's something that I enjoy doing. It's kind of like a therapy for me. But I noticed that ever since I turned 30 and I stayed at the 300s, I just stopped wearing makeup. I completely stopped. Like how you see me now is a miracle of God because I'm really trying to put my little effort in every single day. But I stopped doing my hair. Like my hair crazy like this. Yeah, right. My hair would have been like either pin straight or with waves or curls, like really polished and well done. I just stopped. And one thing I noticed is like I stopped looking at myself in the mirror. That scares me.
That's how you know it's bad.
And I know this sounds crazy, and I'm going to be very forward with all of you. This past 2 years, not only has it affected obviously my self-esteem, it's affected my relationship with Oscar, which is my fiance. It's affected, I feel like, even the way that I show up as a mom. I know this sounds so cliche, but I've always wanted and I've always pictured myself being a mom that was, always put together, always participating in her son's school. Like, I want my son to have that experience. I had that growing up. My mother and my grandmother were always put together, very nice. And I still remember that. Like them going to my school and my teachers and my friends saying, "Oh, your mom is so pretty, your grandma's so nice." And you know, that's getting to me. Always with every opportunity, I am always in my son's school, right?
I love that she's talking about this because all of this, while she's on her journey, this will be her why. And I think these are very, very strong whys.
Because I love to participate. I do a whole bunch of arts and craft projects for them, but I started noticing like I would still go and participate, but I look like crap. My hair was always like messy like this or in a bun. I wouldn't put makeup on. I would just show up, and sometimes people look at me, and I'm sorry to say it, people do treat you different with the way you carry yourself and the way you look. Because I've truly experienced
Yes, 100%.
that hands on. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a little crazy story about me and Oscar going to a very bougie store in Saks Fifth Avenue. This happened last year. I remember I was celebrating my 100K followers on TikTok, and I told Oscar, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself and I'm gonna buy myself a nice little bag, right? I think I deserve it. I burned myself, with TikTok, posting TikToks, editing. I'm a one woman show. Nobody helps me. It's all me. Again, last year I was
It's work. It is it is freaking work. I one of my goals, I have a lot of goals when it comes to YouTube. One of my goals is to get to the point where it makes sense financially to hire an editor. So I can just record to my heart's desire and then just go poof, goodbye. It is done. But good quality editors are expensive, and I would not want to hire someone unless I was paying them what they honestly truly deserve. I will be looking for a graphic designer soon, so if you are one or you know one, um, send it to my email, which is bisonhoney@gmail. Not honey bison, that one was taken. bisonhoney@gmail.com. And yeah,
Still feeling the way I am now. And I remember I didn't put makeup on. I kind of had my hair like this. Another bad thing about my weight gain is I kind of stopped buying clothes. Doesn't that sound crazy? Like, I live in sweatpants. I don't buy new jeans. I don't buy, because I can't believe the sizes that I'm buying. It messes with me, depresses me every time that I go shopping. So whatever. So my normal outfits is like this sporty leisure.
I hope she gets to the point where, and this is very common for people who lose weight, a lot of weight, is I hope she gets to the point where she's, at a healthy weight and she goes to shop for clothes and she picks up the clothes that she's used to buying and she puts it on and she's like, what the heck? Like this is way too big on me. That's what I still do. I'll still pick up mediums and I'm like, why am I grabbing this? Because I was a medium slash large for a few years, but it's still like that's how I see myself sometimes. So I hope she gets to that point where she's she's grabbing her normal size and she's putting it on like this doesn't fit me.
Wear that's kind of comfortable, and sweatpants, sweatsuits, things like that. So I kind of went into Saks Fifth Avenue with a nice pair of sweatpants and like a long sleeve craft t-shirt. I will never forget the first store I went into was Christian Dior, right? Because I was thinking of getting just like a tote bag or something like that. And they're expensive over there. And I remember I walk in and none of the sales reps talked to me. Okay. That store, I went on a weekday. There was nobody else there.
That is so stupid of the salespeople. Like you don't know how much money people have. If they're walking into a Dior store, I would imagine that that person has some money to spend. I'm not walking into a Dior, so I also don't really like bags. I just this is my bag. It was gifted to me by my job. That's actually that's my gym bag, but I don't really wear bags. So if I was walking into a purse store, maybe I'm buying it for like my mom or something. But you need to acknowledge the people that are walking into your store. That's your job.
Was just me and another woman that looked, of course, like head to toe with like brands on and stuff, and they were helping her. But when I walked in, I never even got a hello, a welcome. Nobody came up to me to ask if I needed help with anything. And if you've ever been to like one of these big brand stores, they always do that because pretty much like their sales are like their commission. I think Oscar started noticing too that nobody was like going up to me. I even remember me touching a bag that was on display and like looking at the price tag, like preparing myself. I was gonna buy it. And I will never forget that still nobody would go up to me. I got so offended because another woman walks into the store. This is the third woman. And they were like, hello, welcome. Let me help you, ma'am. Again, she had like this beautiful jewelry on. She had a nice dress on, a huge big bag. So, what better way and what better example can I tell you guys that people do treat you differently when you start dressing yourself or looking a different way? Now, that doesn't mean that you have to look like you're going on a freaking runway model, right? Like every single day, but just to show you kind of how that impacted me. So obviously I felt very uncomfortable, and so did Oscar. So we left. And what's crazy is I went across the store. I went to Louis Vuitton, and I remember I went in and they were so nice to me. Like even though I looked like crap.
Good, good. And then what's going to happen going forward is she's going to have that experience. What did she say the first time? Dior. And she's going to tell people. Like now I'm like, ooh, Dior people kind of suck, huh? Oh, where did she go? Louis Vuitton? Louis Vuitton? I can't even say it. That's above my pay grade. And then she's going to tell people, she's going to tell her friends and her family, and that word spreads.
They were like, hello, ma'am, let me help you. Do you want a glass of water? Well, a water bottle. And they started asking me like what I was looking for, this and that. And guess what? I ended up buying a $3,500 bag from there. And
That's, oh my God. Get it, girl. Get it, girl.
I wasn't really expecting to do that. I just wanted to spend like 1,000 or 2,000 on a tote bag. But I felt so good. I was so proud of myself. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get myself this bag because I deserve it, right? And the way they treated me, it's like they didn't just see me for how I was looking. They saw me as a potential customer. Whatever. So that's like a quick storyline completely out of range, but whatever. What I'm trying to say is that over the years, I have 1,000% lost my spark. I was always somebody that would walk into a room and would like just brighten up the whole room. I've never been scared of no man or no woman. I've never been scared to start up a conversation. I've never been scared to make a joke. I've never been scared to ask questions or to answer questions. I've always been a pretty nice and big personality, but the way I have been feeling these past 2 years, I feel like I'm this small.
Yeah, because when you get to a certain size, and it might be different for everyone, your self confidence is in the trash. You know you don't look good. You don't feel good mentally or physically because of the food. The food that you're eating is most likely than not ultra processed foods, and those are linked to inflammation, chronic inflammation, brain fog, cancers. It's horrible. And also, a big part of the reason why your self confidence would be in the trash is because you do not keep your word to yourself. Because oftentimes when people are bigger, they say, "Oh, Monday I'm going to start a diet." They started on Monday, and then by Thursday they've already cheated or gone off the rails, and then just doing that over and over and over and over and over again, you lose confidence in yourself. And if you don't have confidence in yourself, you don't have anything.
So not only am I losing my confidence, I felt like I lost my voice, I lost my spark, I lost a lot. So why am I speaking about this now? Why did I open up a whole brand new YouTube page about this? I'll be honest with you. I am so committed to my social media stuff on my other main page of Annie Crickets DIY, and I'm so committed. I treat this as if it's like, like my baby, right? And I show up every single day for the Annie Cricket world, and I'm always thinking of brand new things for all of my crafting community and my small business owners. So I one day sat down and I thought to myself, why am I only pouring this into my small business, of course, and my following, but why can't I just get a little bit from that cup and pour it back into me? So this is not like a comeback for a diet or a comeback for a makeover or a comeback for a Louis Vuitton bag. This is truly a comeback of myself. I want to feel like myself. I want to feel healthier. I want to go to a park with my son and not be like super out of breath after walking too fast with him. I want to be able to wake up with a little bit more confidence every single day and feel good about myself and look at myself in the mirror and feel confident in myself and have that little bit of drive to do my hair, do my makeup. I also want to lay down at night with my fiance and feel more confident and feel more like myself and sexy or whatever you want to call it. I want that part of me back. Becoming a mom doesn't mean that you have to lose yourself. If anything, having my son was truly the biggest blessing of my life. He changed my life for the better 1,000%. I don't blame the weight gain or the whole skin ordeal on my pregnancy or on him. I just blame myself for not checking on myself sooner, whether it was with doctors or mentally with a therapist. However, I had to go around this. I regret not doing that.
That sentence was very, very powerful because that is her taking personal responsibility. How I can tell if someone is going to succeed or fail in their weight loss journey, there's a few different things, but one of the biggest one is listening to how people talk about how they gained weight, why they gained weight, what was the cause, who was the cause, and she is taking extreme ownership and she is taking personal responsibility. So I do think she will do well. We will see. She has some videos.
Deserve to feel good about myself again.
Yes, everyone deserves to feel good about themselves, and the way that I phrase it is I everyone deserves to be in a happy, healthy, pain-free body. And the way that you're going to do that if you are obese is to lose weight. Not doing strict crash diets. I'm talking about eating mostly whole foods, exercising, getting sunlight, stress management, and adequate sleep. So I guess it is actually 5. Still, I don't know. Sunlight, I'll count that under stress management. Still the 4 pillars. I'm working on something. The four it has to do with the 4 pillars. So you guys will see what that is at a later date.
And if you guys are going through this as well, and if there's anybody watching out here, if there's anybody watching that is going
I think this video almost has 100,000 views. Yeah, girl, people are watching.
through something similar to me or could relate in any way, I hope that you hear this message as your sign too. You deserve to feel good about yourself. I know that we're moms or we're wives or we're fiancés or we're dog moms or we're full-time employees or we're full-time small business owners or we're just trying to figure out life, but we can't keep on putting everybody in front of us. We have to have some time for ourselves and we have to understand like, okay, I could give you my all, but I deserve to love myself as well.
Yes, you cannot pour from an empty cup.
well, and I have to pour into my cup as well. This was so crazy to talk about. I still can't believe that I'm literally posting this publicly for the whole world to see. But
Okay, that is basically the end. So we will move on. Let me give that a nice thumbs up. I'm already subscribed. Very cool. So the only thing that makes me worried about this is it can be very, and I didn't go through this because I lost my weight on my own. I didn't post about it. I didn't tell anyone about it. I documented some of it just in photos and videos. May 22nd, 2020. That was the day I decided to lose weight. I tried on my fat girl swimsuit and it no longer fit because I was too big for it. So that was the day I I took control back of my life. So the only thing that worries me about this is posting your journey, your fat loss journey online can be very motivational. It can keep you on track. It can keep you accountable. But the problem is if you experience any setbacks, which you will, everyone does. It's a part of the journey. Fat loss, weight loss is not linear. It'll go like this. Sometimes you're going like this and then you're back down here. You will receive critiques. You will let people down, and that sucks. So that's really the only issue. Not an issue. That's the only thing I would warn people about. And then also when you lose all of the weight, you need to figure out how you're going to shift your content because there's only so many videos you can post about fat loss. So now what's next, you know? All right, the next video, so this was 3 weeks ago. What I'm doing after gaining 100 pounds, my first 72 hours. Meal prep plus first weight. Hello?
single comment and so
Okay. Oh, I commented on this. That was 3 weeks ago. I have not watched this, so I promise. I haven't watched any of them.
single comment. It's only been a few days since I posted my weight gain story of how I gained 100 pounds over the years. And I still cannot believe all the love, all the support, all the amazing comments I received on that first video. I feel so connected to every single one of you, like reading every single comment. And so many of you are living exactly what I'm living or something very similar to me, or have already lived this stage of your life and you have either accomplished or you're trying to get back into it. Now, as of today, I just completed my first 72 hours on this brand new journey that I'm going through. This is a combination. This is not just weight loss. This is a self-love journey. Remember, I told you guys I want to show up for myself every single day. Let's be real here. I'm not going to wake up one day and be perfect every single day. The whole point of this channel is to document my
I really like her eyebrows.
highs and my lows. Even my first 72 hours, I already had some lows. Since I do not feel alone anymore, I'm getting way more comfortable sharing this side of my journey that a lot of people don't know about. I want to take you guys with me as I keep showing up for myself. Remember, not every day was perfect and we just started. It's the first 72 hours. So keep on watching and please don't judge me. I know a lot of you guys won't. I definitely recorded some bits and pieces of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's kind of like we're on a FaceTime call. Like I'm checking in with you. Little bits and pieces of these first 72 hours. No judgment because I never have makeup on every day. I'm trying to work on that though. And then right after that, we're
You don't need makeup every day. If anything, it might be better for your skin to not wear makeup every day. For my first 72 hours, so what I did in the very beginning of my fat loss journey, of my 40 plus, I'm gonna just start saying 50 plus pounds because I know it was more than 40 pounds. I knew that I needed to get an accurate representation of how much I was actually eating slash drinking, and it was a lot. I use I use the app Lose It to track my food. You can use whichever you want. I really like Chronometer as well because that tracks micronutrients. But for the first few days or maybe the first week or so, I tracked my food without changing any of my eating habits to see how much I was eating. Your girl was eating a minimum of 2,000 calories a day. Minimum. I'm 4'11" and I was sedentary back then. There, I can see why I was gaining weight. So that was the very first step that I took. See actually how much I am eating.
we're going to go into questions and a little announcement that I want to share with you guys. And actually, this time I have questions for you. Here goes nothing. So I guess this journey really started Sunday night. So this is my little grocery haul. I wanted to go in person to Publix, but I just didn't have time, or maybe I didn't have the courage to film publicly. I will soon though. But this is everything I got from Instacart. So these are a realistic items that I will eat in one complete week. I didn't overbuy this time and I didn't underbuy. I got a lot of things that were kind of like on the low carb, low sugar. I got some Quest chips. I got things that I actually enjoy eating that are on the healthier side. So I can't wait to show you the rest. Okay, it is Monday morning. I think you can hear by my voice. It is 7 o'clock in the morning. It is so early right now. But usually I wake up kind of like last minute and I just brush my teeth, take a quick shower, put on some like sweatpants or like a baggy shirt and just keep on with my day. I just took a shower, wash my hair. I'm gonna do my skincare today. I haven't done it in over I don't know how long. I really need to get back on it. Again, just another step and process of my self-love journey. So
One thing about skincare is the best thing that you can do for your skin is to eat a mostly whole foods diet and make sure you are drinking enough water. If you want to drink your flavored water, like the 0 calorie, fine, do it. If that's what it takes for you to drink water, do it. But eating a proper diet, hitting your proteins, your carbs, your fats properly, your micronutrients, your omegas, all of that, it shows in your skin.
let me brush my teeth and then I'll definitely show you guys my morning skincare. It's truly nothing crazy. It's like a 3, 4 step thing. Simple to the point, but very effective. I get some.
Yeah, I do not agree with 10 plus step skincare. If that's what you do and if it works, more power to you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me and what works for me. And my skincare is it's very simple. It's like 4 products.
Of this.
And it's inexpensive because I don't like spending money on things like that. It's not cheap like a dollar store or anything, but it's not like I'm not spending $80 on a single toner. No.
Notice that my hair is up to in a towel because I hate when my wet hair touches like my skin when I'm doing skincare. I don't know, I have issues. Then only in the morning I do use this vitamin C, the Drunk Elephant brand. I'm gonna put it everywhere. Now I get this brand, The Ordinary, for the hyaluronic acid each side. So now I'm just like putting it all over my face. Caffeine eye cream, I definitely need this every single damn day. Just kind of like, yeah, like put it right under my eyes. I like to mix my SPF with a little bit of this
Caffeine eye cream? I've never heard of that.
cream. Okay. So now you're younger than me and you're watching this, take care of your skin, put SPF. Even if you're my age or older, we still have to keep on putting SPF on. I know this might look like very normal routine for all of you. For me, it's not. Okay, we got dressed. I got little U Miami shirt. Of course, gotta rep it up. And we're gonna go cook breakfast, so which I never do because I always skip breakfast. I usually just have coffee in the morning. I skip breakfast. By the time it's like 12 o'clock, I'm eating a huge meal, and dinner time, another huge meal. So I'm trying to incorporate more protein. I won't be recording every single day me putting on like my skincare and getting dressed because I know that's kind of boring.
Yeah, so the breakfast thing, it really depends on the person. I'll use myself as an example. I don't eat breakfast because I'm not hungry in the morning. But I do not do I do eat big lunches and big dinners, but I eat them within how many calories that I need. And my meals are always high protein. When I say high protein, I'm talking no less than 25 grams of protein, no less. So it's pretty high up there. The problem with a lot of people skipping breakfast, especially if they want to lose weight, is they'll skip breakfast. They're like, oh yeah, nice, I'm burning calories, saving calories. And then as the day goes on, you're starting to get ravenous. And then once you have access to food, usually like at home, and you have snacks, you just inhale everything. Whereas if you were to eat breakfast and you make it protein heavy, protein rich, your breakfast should always be protein heavy because you avoid your insulin blood sugar roller coaster. Instead of going like this, you're going like this. Oh, I think I might have made a mistake and I might have misspoke in one of my videos. I saw a comment, I responded to it, but I couldn't find in the video where I said it. I might have said that protein does not elicit an insulin response. That is wrong. It does. The only thing that doesn't, I believe, is fat. But with protein, it also releases glucagon with it, which helps control your blood sugar. So, yes, protein does elicit an insulin response, but it's not like this, like with carbs. It's like this. So I did misspeak. If I misspeak somewhere, please let me know. I'm happy to correct myself. Sometimes I say things that are not correct by accident. It's not. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to like. I don't know. Be manipulative or anything. Not at all. I promise.
I just wanted to document this part of me actually giving myself 30 to 45 minutes extra in the morning. By the way, can I say that weighing myself this morning was so damn scary? So I'm literally taking this with a grain of salt. I'm not gonna like dwell and get depressed over the weight. I just know that my body cannot support this weight anymore.
I love how bright the room is. I love bright lights. I wish that I wanted to work in healthcare because I would thrive in a hospital. It's so funny when Philip is here. He's like, "Why are all these lights on?" Like I love the big light. Like we don't have a big light in here, so I do have like actual ambient lighting, which does look good. But I love the big, huge fluorescent lights. I don't know. It makes me feel safe.
And it's only up to me. Nobody else. It's just up to me to fix it. So hey there guys, it is officially Tuesday and it is 9:14 at night. It's pretty darn late, but this is very normal for me. I'm gonna put at not myself this morning, giving myself so
Is that 3 eggs and then baby bell cheese? So it's probably around like 21-ish grams of protein. That's okay. I don't know what she's drinking. A protein shake, maybe?
damn scary. So I'm literally taking this with a grain of salt. I'm not gonna like dwell and get depressed over the weight. I just know that my body cannot support this weight anymore. And
Yes, that is 100% correct. Human bodies should not be that big.
it's only up to me. Nobody else. It's just up to me to fix it. So hey there guys, it is officially Tuesday and it is 9:14 at night. It's pretty darn late, but this is very normal for me. I'm gonna put on a little bit.
Does she have the same keyboard as me? Is that the Epo Maker X Fecker collab? If you guys like my keyboards and the sound that they make, I have in the description down below. You can click on that link. It does. I do get kickback from that, but that's where I get all my keyboards from.
Of makeup because I have to film some things for my crafty TikTok and my crafty YouTube page. Now, I promised you guys to tell you not only the good things that I'm doing, but also the bad things and the hard times that I'm going through right now. So today officially marks like 48 hours of me kind of eating healthier, drinking more water, changing my habits a little bit. Let's talk about it. For breakfast, I actually changed it up just a bit. I had 2 boiled eggs instead of 3. I was really full yesterday with 3 boiled eggs. So I did 2 boiled eggs and then I gave myself one more baby bell cheese. I love cheese. It's so hard for me to let that go. And then I actually bought these Quest chips that I've never had before. They have a lot of protein in them and hardly no carbs whatsoever. So I had a bag of those and it's very low calorie too. And let me tell you, I really like them. The only bad thing is that they're very expensive. So I got to figure out like whether it's Costco or BJ's if somebody sells it in bulk. So it could be cheaper for me because in Publix it comes out to almost like $4 per bag and it's very tiny. So I also had 8 ounces of this drinkable yogurt that I'm obsessed with. It tastes so good. Now I always eat breakfast a little bit later in the day. I don't typically eat breakfast like I ate in the morning. So I ate this breakfast around 11 a.m. today. So that kind of served me as like a breakfast and lunch. I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong with that, but it's working for me so far. And it's kind of cool because it's kind of like I'm fasting in the morning and I don't do it on purpose. It's in reality, I have to wake up so early for school every day and then I start working right after. My second meal was definitely a bigger one. I ate that kind of like at 5 o'clock. I consider that like my dinner, obviously. My grandma had made some ground beef and I got some fat-free like sour cream. I got 2 of those like zero carb tortillas and I rolled them up to like little mini burritos. I had that with another bag of those Quest chips, again, super high in protein, and I had it with a lot of celery. That mustard I bought is so good, but it is so spicy. I did not expect that whatsoever.
It's not the worst. I would suggest not eating Quest protein chips with every meal.
So just giving you guys a little warning. It's a little tangy, okay? And then of course I'm on my second Stanley Cup. Now let's talk about a little rough patch that I'm going through. I'm proud of myself because since Monday and Tuesday, obviously I have not ordered any Uber Eats for lunch or anything like that. So
Good. Delete those apps from your phone. They're so expensive too. No, yeah. Do not use Uber Eats. Do not use DoorDash. Go to the grocery store. Stop being lazy.
I'm saving money and I'm eating healthier and I'm preparing my meals here at home. I'm not going crazy on the meal prep right now. I'm kind of just buying things that I like to eat that are healthier and I'm just going with it every day. I plan on getting a little bit more strategized with my meal planning for next week, but I'll definitely record.
Good. Yeah. So something that I always suggest to people when they're starting out on their journey, you don't want to do everything at once because you will get burnt out. So picking one small thing. So for her, I don't know, the change is not ordering Uber Eats and using what you have at home. Awesome. Perfect. And then next week you can choose, all right, well, I'm good with this. So now let's choose this next thing, which is maybe meal prep or maybe it's hitting 8,000 steps a day if you're only doing 4,000 steps a day. Choosing one thing, focusing on that until that becomes a habit. Yes. Yes.
That, don't worry. I have a lot of research to do with recipe plans and things that are easy to cook that will taste good throughout the week. So we'll see. But one thing that I'm kind of struggling with right now is I am also a very heavy Starbucks drinker. I know that medium size cup right there is like a million calories. Like, trust me, I am well aware. And I know that that's also been something that has made my weight gain even worse and very steady because I'm literally drinking my calories. Like, I should be eating those calories in a healthy way, not drinking that in just one cup of coffee, right? I need your help. I don't know if you guys have like an at-home recipe of iced coffee. I'm a
What a lot of people do is they'll make iced coffee or cold brew, normal coffee, whatever it is. I love iced coffee. I do not like hot coffee, even in the winter time. Granted, I'm I'm in California, like in the Bay Area, so it really doesn't get cold. Our low is like 40. But I love iced coffee. Well, I love I love energy drinks even more, but I love iced coffee. And what a lot of people will do is they'll get like the Premier Protein and then they'll mix that in with their coffee so it has the flavor and then you're also getting 20 to 30 grams of protein in there. Yeah, stop at the Starbucks, stop with the drinking your calories unless it's in the form of like a protein shake. It is completely unnecessary, especially if you're losing weight. No fruit juices, absolutely pointless. Get rid of the fruit juices. If you want your vitamin C from an orange, eat the orange whole or put it into a smoothie whole with the fiber.
huge iced coffee lover, and I have an espresso machine that I haven't used in like I think a year or two already because it just doesn't do it for me. I've tried so many different pods and I've tried like all these crazy milks and creamers and I still can't get a taste that I actually like. So please let me know in the comments what do you guys do. Another thing that I'm kind of struggling with right now is I always
She could always buy the coffee beans from Starbucks and then grind them and make the coffee herself. And then use like sugar free vanilla syrup or sugar free hazelnut, however, whatever drink that she was making.
get this little sweet tooth at night. Why am I cursed like this? Like, why does this happen to me? But
So you're getting sweet cravings at night because you're addicted to food, addicted to sugar, and then also you're not eating enough protein throughout the day.
it's always, especially around this time, like that 9:30, 9 o'clock time. Me, literally last week around this time, I would go ahead and get like a pack of Oreos and get a cup of Oreos with milk just to kill that little like sweet tooth that I had. Maybe even something at home like some ice cream and stuff, but I obviously don't want to do that anymore. So I am just drinking a lot of water. I'm trying to like, this is so weird. I don't think people really talk about this, but that sugar addiction is kind of like a nicotine addiction.
It's real. It's 100% real. I had to do a complete sugar, not detox, but I had to quit eating all sugar, all added sugar in breads, added sugar in condiments. I had to stop because I was eating Tony chocolate bars for breakfast and then eating Twix and a Kit Kat for lunch. It was horrible. Um, Now, whenever I want a sweet treat at night, it depends. Half the time, I'm just like, okay, I want it, but that doesn't mean I have to have it, and then I'll just go to bed. And then the other time, it's usually just frozen fruit, like frozen mango. Sometimes we'll walk to the homemade ice cream shop here in downtown and we'll get some ice cream, but you don't, the thing with cravings is you don't have to give in to them. You do not have to have ice cream. You don't have to.
So addicting. And I guess I've kind of done this for so many years already that it's like my body's telling me, okay, well, congratulations, you ate pretty healthy today, but you deserve the Oreos, you know? Like it
Yeah, you're not a dog. You do not need to reward yourself with food. No, 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 no. And it is hard. It's a lot harder in the beginning. Trust me. This is all easier said than done. I get it.
it's so bad. It's so bad. So I'm really trying to overcome that because I don't want to lose my battle. I'm staying strong. I have my Stanley here. I'm trying to like keep myself busy. Does that kind of make sense? I don't know. I'm gonna keep on reading all of your comments, obviously, and still get motivated and see what you guys do when you have these sweet cravings. But yeah, I just want to do a quick little check-in with all of you. Talk to you very, very soon.
I am curious about her sleeping schedule because sleep plays a huge, huge role in weight loss slash fat loss. If you're not getting adequate sleep and if your circadian rhythm is all jacked up, you're going to have a very, very hard time losing weight, especially with the cravings. It is very, very well known that getting a poor night's sleep, your cravings the next day are going to be intense.
Hey there, friends. It's Wednesday. Just checking in with you really quick. It's been kind of crazy today, but it's not really because of my lifestyle change. It's more because of work and school. I have so many things coming up that are due that I'm kind of like going insane. I'm not gonna lie to you. I almost had a weak moment today during lunch. I actually almost ordered something on Uber Eats, but I'm so glad that I finally pulled through it. It gets so addicting and it gets so convenient and like a routine of just ordering lunch from Uber Eats, whether it's healthy or not, whatever, than to just go downstairs, give myself those 30 minutes, have my lunch break, prepare my lunch and do it myself downstairs. I almost lost this battle, but I didn't. Thank god. So yeah, I'm almost done with work and I'm gonna go ahead and go to the park and do my little walk routine, get some steps in, and I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Love you. I kind of want to get myself a little bit active. I did not sign up for a gym membership. It's actually so embarrassing, but I think for the past like 2 years, I've been paying YouFit gyms a $10 a month membership for absolutely nothing, and I only went one time. Like, why am I like this? I don't know, but I chose to do something a little bit different, and I actually really like this, so I'm showing you guys some clips. Right now, we're in summer break, right? So my son is always at home doing activities, playing video games, but he kind of asked me, hey, can we go to the park? And that kind of sparked everything for me. So we started getting a little family habit of going to the park every single day after work, and we're just walking. Like, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not running. I'm not like doing push-ups.
Yeah, walking is awesome for fat loss. When I first lost my weight, the gyms were not open, so I walked. That's all I did. I ate in a deficit and I walked and I lost 40 plus pounds.
Or anything like that. I'm just literally walking with him. He brings his scooter. We have a beautiful park that's really close to our house, and we just walk. So after walking,
Yeah, that's awesome because you're also teaching your son better habits rather than just sitting indoors and playing video games all day. Because the likelihood of him also becoming overweight or obese while having at least one parent that is obese is it's like 80%. And you don't want your kid to be obese. It's really fucked up. And going outside, so you're teaching them better habits, and then you guys are also getting sunlight, which is very, very important just for your general well-being.
that whole like mile or 3 mile, we bought him a brand new scooter, so he's super into it. And honestly, that has helped me so much. Like, I have gone, I think, years just working from home, sitting down all day. I only really walked in the weekends when I was doing errands, and I would get so
Yeah, if you work from home, you need to, even if you work a normal desk job, you need to be very proactive and mindful about your steps. If you need to, get a walking pad or set a timer on your phone to go do a lap around the office or a lap around your neighborhood every hour or two.
tired going to Costco. But even that little like hour and a half outside walking at a slow pace, it's getting me those steps in, and I actually really like this. All right, I feel like it's only fair to let you guys know how I feel exactly right now. Today is Thursday, so I completed my first 72 hours already. It was a little bit different for me. It's a very emotional day for me because it is my uncle's birthday. We actually lost my uncle at a very young age of 43 years old during the COVID time, so it's kind of something that really impacted my family. I still showed up for myself. If anything, I feel like Gilbert gave me like a little bit more energy and a little bit more motivation. I woke up extra early. I actually ironed my hair, which I haven't done in a very long time. I ate a very healthy breakfast. I kind of got really busy during the day because I had so much work and school stuff I had to finish. And then at nighttime, I ate a homemade meal. That means that officially, since Monday, I have not ordered now one meal from Uber Eats. I am extremely proud of myself. I'm struggling with other things. For example, my addiction to Starbucks, my addiction to that sugar. Night times is always a little bit hard for me, but I kind of feel like I'm going through a withdrawal process. I actually feel like today, I don't know if I'm just more distracted right now, but I feel a little bit different today. I feel a little bit less sugar crazy, if that kind of makes sense. Now, I have some questions for you guys. The same way that you guys were sharing experiences with me, I read almost every single comment. I'm still going back and reading them and trying to reply to every single one that I read. I have some questions. Number one, I want to start tracking my steps. Do you guys all have an Apple Watch? Is there something else? Currently, I don't have an Apple Watch right now. They're kind of pricey right now, so I don't know.
Yeah, you don't need an Apple Watch. You can get a Fitbit. They have the really really cheap ones that are just like little thin bands. Garmin's are even more. Well, it depends on the type of Garmin, but Garmin is typically more expensive than Apple Watches, I believe, because they are fitness based. If you are someone actually like you I don't want to say actually into fitness because people who have Apple Watches are can also be into fitness, but I've noticed the people with Garmin's compared to Apple Watches tend to take their activity and their sport a little more seriously. Like all of the triathletes I follow, all the endurance runners, all of the road runners, and it might be maybe it's more of a running thing also. They all have Garmin's, and I love mine. My only regret with Garmin is not switching from Apple Watch sooner. I have the Garmin 265S. I got it when it was on sale because it's pretty pricey. And yeah, there is one that's a step above it, tech wise and size wise, but I have small wrists. I'm a small lady, so this one I love because I hardly feel that it's there. So you can do that. Also, your phone tracks your steps, but with that, you just have to make sure that it's in your pocket.
If I want to get into that at this moment, do you guys use anything else?
Yes, you should be tracking your steps. That is one of the best things you can do because it is a actual, like, it's a data point that you can see every single day and that you can you can make, like, you can set goals for that and track it with nearly 100% accuracy.
Is there any other systems? Like, how are you guys doing it? Number two, I made an appointment to see my primary physician. I want to get checked from head to toe. And there's certain type of specialists that I definitely think that I should also see. Again, part of the self-healing, self-love journey is not just losing weight per se, it's taking care of myself as a whole, seeing my specialist, stop neglecting all of my medical conditions. So I'm gonna do a brand new set of blood work. I want to go to an endocrinologist. I want to see my gynecologist again. I think I want to get some hormone testing done again. And I also want to go to a dermatologist. But if you guys recommend any other specialists, please let me know because I really got to start making the appointments. The third question, I love motivational videos on YouTube. I really do. But I'm also thinking about diving into podcasts. Please, any recommendations, let me know in the comments. Number 4 or 5, I kind of forgot what number question I'm on. What is your calorie intake when it comes to your weight loss journey? What are you guys doing? In my case, as you guys already know, I'm 5'8" and I'm weighing right now 316 pounds. So what does your calorie intake look?
So everyone's calorie intake will be different based off of your age, your weight, your height, and your activity level. She said, how old is she? 30? I think. She was 314 pounds, and she said she was 5'5".
Already know I'm 5'8" and I'm
Oh, sorry, 5'8". Oh, she's tall and sedentary. So in order to maintain her current weight, she needs to be eating 2,630 calories per day, which means she can be eating 2,130 calories per day and lose 1 pound of fat per week, which is awesome. What's nice, like one of the only good things about starting your fat loss journey when you are very large is you get to eat more food and still lose weight. So what I would suggest for her is a range anywhere between, what did I say, 2,100. So anything less than 2,630, she will lose weight. So what I know helps a lot of people is keeping a range rather than a rigid, I need to eat 2,130 calories per day. You can make it a range anywhere from 2,000 to 2,200. And then anywhere in between there, you know you'll be good. And the range can be bigger or smaller depending on how big or small that you are. Like for me, when I was losing weight, here, let's put in my stats from back then. I'll do 150, 411. So my maintenance calories were 1,567, which is basically nothing. Being short, it makes fat loss a little bit more hard. So my range I would keep anywhere from like 1,100 to 1,400 calories a day, and then I knew anywhere between that range I would be okay. That's crazy. What is it now? Okay, I am 111. I'm 4'11", and I am moderately active. About 1,750. Granted, though, I do my activity level sometimes is heavy, sometimes it's moderate, and there are days where I eat. It does balance out though, because some days I'll eat over 2,000, and then some days I'm eating around 1,200. So honestly, averaging out, it would probably average to around 1,750 per day.
Weighing right now 316 pounds. So what does your calorie intake look like? And then another question I have for you guys is, do you guys truly buy everything in bulk, like from Costco or BJ's, and then meal prep for the whole 5 days or the whole 7 days of the week? Or do you do mini purchases like through Publix or your local kind
I think this is more of a personal preference. I don't meal prep. I just don't. I'm also not losing weight right now, but even when I was losing weight, I wouldn't really meal prep. I would just make my meals the day before, but the meals were always super simple. Meat, protein, or meat is protein. So protein, some carb, some fats. Very simple stuff to put together. Cottage cheese, Greek yogurt. Buying in bulk for me wouldn't work because back then I was a single woman, and now it's just me and Philip. So we wouldn't go through stuff fast enough. in order to make buying in bulk make sense.
Of like grocery store, what do you guys do? And if you made it this far, this is the final question. Before I ask you, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. You guys have no idea, I am still mind blown. I do create content for crafty DIY small business stuff, and I'm used to that. Seeing all of you, this is such a different vibe. This is so different. This is like a different connection. This is like an emotional connection that we're going through. But okay, the question is, would you guys like for me to start posting a little bit of short-term content? When I mean that is, I kind of don't know how to do this. I don't know if I should post once a week and kind of vlog every single day of the week, but I feel like that would get kind of lengthy, and I know it's kind of annoying having to watch something like it's really long. Or should I post like half and half, so like maybe every 4 days or something like that to kind of keep you guys going? Or should I keep it weekly? You guys let me know. Really, really.
I think it I think you should post how you want to post. Granted, yes, the opinions of your audience does matter, but what's more important is you doing something that you know you can do consistently. For example, me, every Saturday I post my weekly vlog, so I'll record Saturday through Friday, and then I'll edit throughout the week. I try. It makes it easier. And then Saturday, everyone knows, oh, Saturday morning, like 6 or 7 my time, Melina's going to post her vlogs. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's when I'll post videos like this or reactions. So doing what you know you can do is, I think, what's best. But I am also a newbie.
Really want to bring in something like every Friday or Saturday, talk about like our confessions, like pretty much typical things that us women go through with all of our weight gain problems. Like I think the next subject I'm going to touch on is weight gain and relationships, because a lot of people don't talk about that online, but that's a huge thing out here, and I have a lot to say about it. I would love to record that and just like talk with you guys about.
Cool. I think that is her next one. Oh no, the next one is a weekend vlog. Yes, weekends are the hardest. Weekends, people struggle with weekends very, very often. I think I actually made a Monday mindset post about the weekends and how the weekends are usually when people self-sabotage themselves. It it's a thing. It's like a phenomenon. I need to get some chapstick. My lips have been chapped for like 3 weeks straight. I don't know what's going on. I'm very hydrated, so I don't know. Okay, I am back with me water. This is actually a clearly filtered water bottle. I am now an ambassador for them. How freaking awesome. I'm making, I should be, I'll be posting about the products that they sent me in a vlog. I've purchased products from them before. That is how we got in contact. I asked them about an ambassador program. This water bottle has a filter inside, and it's perfect. And it filters over 365 different contaminants. So yeah, your tap water also probably has some funky stuff in it, so it's nice to drink nice filtered water. All right, let's get into the weekend vlog. I'll plug in my charger in a little bit. Oh, it just turned red. I'll grab it right now, actually.
I'm about to show you my weekend vlog. Let me tell you, weekends are a whole different monster when it comes to weekdays.
I still have her on 1.25, by the way.
It's definitely got a little rocky, but we got through it. I have so many good high moments and a couple of low moments. I really stepped outside of the box to really vlog this time, so I hope you guys enjoy every detail. Make sure to watch all the way to the end, because I'll have some comments, some questions, and a pretty cool announcement as well. Good morning and happy Friday. I am running so late. It is 8:29 right now, and I have to log into school. I have a presentation today, and today's the first time that I'm trying this like hair thing.
that egg spatula is so cute.
Okay, this one is super nice, but what happened with
Dave's bagel with cream cheese and everything but the bagel seasoning are added. 1 no grease fried egg and 1 mini bagel cheese. Lots of water. Not as high protein as I would suggest. How much protein are in those Baybels? Baybel has 4 grams of protein. Okay. So there's approximately 10 grams of protein for this breakfast. What I would do is I would only eat half of the bagel, because you don't really need a full bagel. If you track it, it's fine. Me personally, I just don't feel the need for full bagels unless I'm about to go train. And then I would do 2 eggs plus about 100 grams of egg whites, so that would be 24-ish grams of protein there. Keep the cheese, that's fine. And then Or I would add a side of lox. I say it all the time. I love lox. Also, a side of Greek yogurt would be nice, or a side of cottage cheese could be nice. Also, um, yeah.
We're here. That is not bad.
But of course, I will always give people who are just starting out in their journey grace. This is just me giving advice and what I would personally do. And I feel like I do have. I'm not saying I have a sense of authority. Well, kind of, because I have done the damn thing. I lost my weight. I've kept it off for over 5 years, and I have a pretty good understanding of nutrition.
Now, the real trick question here is my hair gonna last? Because my hair usually doesn't hold a curl too well. Okay, bye, we'll talk later. It's still Friday, but it's 4:52 right now. And usually on Fridays, me and Oscar like to just pig out and eat like really yummy stuff like wings or maybe some fast food. But we're doing something a little bit different today. We're gonna end up cooking at home. I really wanna try making these like onion burgers. It has no buns, it's like onions as replacement. I think it's from like In-N-Out, but obviously since I live in Miami, Florida, we don't have In-N-Out here. So before we go to Publix and get everything that we need, we decided to go on a walk. This is not our normal, this is not our usual on a Friday.
Oh, is that the he needs to get on this journey too. I'm gonna show. I made burgers very similar. Let me see if I can find it. If you're not aware, obviously I have an Instagram. If you don't follow me, please do give me a follow over there. I post a lot about food, I post a lot about food, about my workouts, my runs, my lifts. I rant on there. I give tons of advice. But I have a bunch of different highlight reels called Eats, where I post all my food. Oh, there they are. So with that, it was grass-fed beef burger, Flying Dutchman style. So I made the patties myself, and then I believe that's sweet potato. Yeah, sweet potato fries, onions, and then butter lettuce. We also ate the butter. That looks good. Maybe I should make that again today. But yeah, adding a side of vegetable is always a good idea. But yeah, I have a ton of different highlights. Yeah, it's cool. I post some fun stuff on there. Evening or night, but we're trying to make some changes here and trying to have some fun. Stanley in hand, of course, and we're gonna go to Publix together, and I'll definitely take you guys with us. See you soon. I am freaking out. So we're here in Publix and I am so deathly embarrassed. Like, this is so bad. Also, we chose a really bad day because it's Friday and it's in the evening, so it's super busy right now. But we got a whole bunch of things that we need for today's cookout for our In-N-Out burgers. And I am dying of embarrassment, but I'm showing up and I'm being accountable and I'll work on this until that. I promise you, most people they don't even know or realize. Most people are so far up their own ass, like dealing with their own stuff or thinking about their own things, they don't notice. I hope with time I build a little bit more courage to like record in public. And it's crazy because I could go to like a Michael's, a craft store, and I have no issues recording publicly. But here I am dying inside. But okay, love you guys. Bye. That looks good. I'd eat that. Happy Saturday, everybody. Oh my God, we have so much to catch up on. I cannot even like breathe right now. I just got home. I just had breakfast with Oscar. I'm going to talk about that a little bit because let me tell you, the weekends are definitely more difficult than what I felt during the week. Let's talk about it. I'm going to put on just a little bit of makeup because I didn't give myself that extra time this morning. We are going to Costco in about an hour so I could buy a little bit more like things for I could meal prep throughout the week that I actually liked and kind of save money by buying more in bulk, if that kind of makes sense. And I'm going to try to record myself in Costco. So since we are basically best friends at this point, I'm going to let you know every single weekend if I don't have Junior. For example, Junior this weekend is with his dad, so it's just me and Oscar. Me and Oscar love to like run errands. We like to kind of like have good eats out. I knew I was gonna be very tempted today. Very careful with how I strategize my day. So what we ended up doing is that we went to go have breakfast together because I don't want to take that away from us. We cooked last night. I ate super healthy last night. So I definitely want to give myself some grace today, but I want to still plan it in a healthy way, right? So we went to eat breakfast. It's like a little spot. Their breakfast is so heavy in protein, but the majority of the whole plate is pure protein. I took lots of pictures for you guys because I forgot to bring my DJ. Nice. That little slice of cheese also. The sauce I wouldn't have used the sauce, like the white sauce. But yeah, that's cool. Camera, but I make sure to document everything. I ordered the traditional plate that brings carne asada, which is just a piece of like
flank steak. I also made sure to ask them to scramble my eggs and add all the veggies in it. I wanted to somehow try to get some veggies in every single meal. And that plate always comes like those little bowls you see there are it's like kind of like beans but mashed up, and then it's like a sour cream. Instead of ordering Coke, I ordered water, which is again, I'm very proud of myself.
Yes,
And
that's
then
good. That is good. I also need to add, when you're at restaurants, you they're still cooking all of their food in butter and a ton of oil. So yes, this what is a healthier choice. I'm not dogging her at all, but just please be mindful that your scrambled eggs and veggies that you make at home may come out to a few hundred calories, a couple hundred, but at a restaurant it can be 400 or 500 plus because of the oil and the butter.
it's like a sour cream. Instead of ordering Coke, I ordered water, which is again, I'm very proud of myself because I love me a crispy Coke. I completely ran out of one of my favorite foundations. Like, please just give me a little. And honestly, I did something a little bit different.
When I don't really wear foundation, but when I did and that happened, I would get a Q-tip and I would scrape the inside and then put it on my skin until it absolutely ran out.
And I actually got this advice from one of you in my comments, and I cannot thank you guys enough. I had somebody tell me if you're out in a restaurant, try drinking your cup of water first and then start eating your proteins or like your healthier options on that plate. Eat that first. And the whole concept behind that is that you're kind of gonna like get full before eating the really carby or the really fattening stuff that's not.
Yeah, you should eat your protein first. Also, if you know the serving sizes are going to be gargantuan, aka American sizes, you can ask them to plate half of it before they bring it out to you, just so you're not tempted to eat all of it. Also, another thing is, I know a lot of people, a lot of fat people, I was fat people, the whole like, oh, I'm gonna save the best bite for last. Don't do that. Say eat your best bite first, so you get your dopamine and all the excitement, and then you can eat until you're comfortably full. You had the best bite. You don't need to save the best bite for last. You do not need to finish everything on your plate. That is not wasteful. You can take it to go and eat it later. You do not have to finish it all in one go. Your body is not a trash can.
Not really too good for me right now in this journey. I'm being very honest with you guys. It's a little bit embarrassing to me when I go to a restaurant right now and I'm like, can I have like the skinny meal? Can I have this? Can I have that? And I'm usually used to eating that. If I love the food so much, I will eat until I feel like I'm about to vomit. But you have to like listen to your body. Like if you start feeling full, cut it out. And I'm shifting that mindset on me.
Yeah, honestly, if you're already feeling full, you should have stopped eating maybe like 10 to 15 minutes prior to that, because it takes time for the leptin, which is your leptin is your fullness hormone, ghrelin is your hunger hormone, and it takes time for that hormone to reach your brain to tell you that, oh, stop, please stop. And by the time you're uncomfortably full, it's just you've gone past it.
I don't know why I always did that though. So while I was having breakfast with Oscar, we're waiting for our food to come out. I started looking at my comments and I'm trying to respond to every single one of you and really take in every single comment because truly you guys do give me some of the best advice, the best encouragement. And then I see one of you telling me, oh my God, I just saw you in Obese to Beast. I ran to his page so fast. I love his content, especially his whole story. When I saw that he actually reviewed my whole video, I was shaking at the table. I even told Oscar, I'm like, oh my God, is this something good or is this something bad? I was so nervous to like hear his response. If you're watching this by any chance, I just really want to say thank you. I definitely commented on.
I think a number of people have reacted to that. I can think of at least three other people, not including myself, who have. They've all been good.
On the video and I expressed like my gratefulness and stuff. But thank you so much for reviewing my case, kind of like relating to me. Thank you for the words of encouragement. Yeah, guys, that was something that truly blew my mind. I cannot believe that that just happened. Honestly, the community on YouTube is just so awesome. Again, I'm having really big withdrawals of Starbucks.
Yeah, YouTube is definitely the place. This is not sarcasm. YouTube is definitely the place to post your weight loss stuff. TikTok, no, it's full of fat acceptance, health at every size nonsense. Instagram can also be good, but there are a lot of trolls on Instagram, so you have to be careful with that. YouTube is definitely the place.
I would really love a nice little Starbucks iced coffee before going to Costco. I think I'm gonna try one of the recipes that you guys have given me.
I mean, if money isn't an issue, you can still go to Starbucks. Just get a cold brew with no cream or, yeah, no cream, no foam topper, and then just use sugar free vanilla, and that's totally fine. Or just get it without any flavoring.
in the comments. I'm gonna give it a try. Let's see if I like it. I hope I do because I really enjoy my Starbucks runs. Talk to you soon. Okay, guys, I have the mic on. I hope if not, I'm making a fool out of myself, but I could not record inside. I'm sorry if there's a lot of background noise, but let's start with the boring stuff. This is for my son. And honestly, they're only 160 calories.
I Children should not be eating chips like this. I'm sorry. That that shouldn't be in anyone's house. Maybe for like parties and stuff, but it's completely unnecessary. Sorry.
I mainly got this for Junior, so let's put this inside. So I got a whole bunch of like fruits that I actually enjoy eating, like raspberries and blueberries. I got these clusters because they're really low in calorie, and I think I'm gonna take like 3 clusters and break them up with my yogurt that I've been liking, so should be good. I got this drink,
I'm
and I think I'm gonna take like 3 clusters and
Cashew clusters. Nuts are not low calorie. They are not low calorie at all. Make sure you have to ensure you're weighing out your food. I'm talking to her. I'm also talking to you guys, especially with nuts. You need to weigh it out. I can grab a handful of nuts, and that handful is easily 300 calories. And your girl can eat handfuls of nuts. Not like that, you nasties. We have nuts here, but we only eat them very sparingly because, again, high in calories. Um, yeah, it's just, they are not a snack that you should have consistently. And if you do, please make sure you're weighing them out. They're an excellent fat source if you need to get your fats up. Same with nut butters, excellent way to get your fats up. I'm not saying they're unhealthy, not at all. They are just very, very calorically dense, and you have to be careful.
break them up with my yogurt that I've been liking, so should be good. I got this drinkable yogurt, and I'm trying another brand.
So with the drinkable yogurts, personally, I would not get flavored yogurts because they are just pumped full of added sugar. Get the unflavored one, get some liquid stevia, and drop that in there if you want it sweet. If you want it mango, get some frozen mango or normal mango and chop it up. I love frozen fruit because it doesn't really go bad. Because if I buy fresh fruit, yes, we eat it, but sometimes we just don't really. Oh, she has the same camera as me. I love this camera. Sometimes you don't eat it fast enough and it goes bad. Also, with frozen fruit, I really love putting it in like plain Greek yogurt or kefir, and I let the frozen fruit thaw out, and the juices that come from the frozen fruit are delicious. So with this, I would get kefir, or a lot of people told me to try skier or skier. I'm not saying that right. So that, and then I would do frozen fruit, let that thaw, and then I'll throw in some like pumpkin seeds for some zinc. You still need to weigh it out. You still weigh that stuff out. But the flavored drinks, no. And I get she's in the beginning of her journey. It's just one of those things that you can slowly work towards because this just adds to the sugar addiction.
Which is this one too, which is strawberry.
Again, yeah, it doesn't need to be flavored.
They only had mango in the drinkable one, so we'll see if I even like it. I don't know. Trying out these Premier protein pancakes. I got these to snack on since they're not really like with any carbs. It's just like the ham and the cheese together, and it was a really good price, so not bad. I got a huge thing of hummus because
Again, another health halo food. You have to be very careful with hummus. It is pretty calorically dense because most people are not just eating a tablespoon. I could eat that in like a day, a day and a half, easily. You have to track it.
I feel like this is gonna be my snack of the week too. Hummus with like celery maybe.
So for snacks, people might get mad, but if you are morbidly obese, you should not be snacking. You should be eating big, hefty meals. The snack is not doing anything for your satiety levels, and hummus isn't going to make you full because it's mostly fats. And then celery also, it's just, yeah, it's good for you. Celery is good for you, but that snack isn't making you full.
Cheese and ham to make like sandwiches at home. We got some pears. We got these soft and chewy bars are only 100 calories.
Again, the snacks are completely unnecessary.
So maybe
And the problem, I'm not saying you can't have these, but the issue with people that have problems with food, especially sugar, how much sugar is in that? 7 grams of added sugar. So an adult woman should not be consuming more than 24 grams of added sugar per day. That's 3 of these bars. And speaking from experience, if I have an entire 64 bars in there, I'm eating like 5 in a day as a snack. If you see something that's 100 calories, you're like, oh, nice. And then your brain is like, oh, well, it's only 100 calories, so you can have a few of them. And all of a sudden, you've eaten 8.
I could have this on my 9 o'clock late night like cravings I was telling you guys earlier. I'm still looking for those Yazo bars. I cannot find them. I'm gonna try a different Publix later on today.
But again, she is in the beginning of her journey. I will give her grace for that. I know, I know.
Though. We got French fries and tequeños for my son Junior. He loves these. The bread to make the sandwiches with, and we got a whole bunch of eggs. Got French fries and tequeños for.
What's a tequeño? Cheese stick? Is it just all cheese?
Looking for those Yazo bars. I cannot find them. I'm gonna try a different Publix later on today though. We got French fries and tequeños.
I can't tell. So if you are wanting to eat healthier, and of course this is coming from someone without kids, but I personally don't think you should be feeding your kid something totally separate. I think your kid should be eating what you're eating, and if you are eating a healthy diet, your child should also be eating that, because the french fries and the chips and the cheese curds or whatever, the bars, all that is setting up the child for failure. Adults have hard enough time dealing with food addiction and sugar. Imagine children. Their little developing brains, they can't process things how we do.
For my son Junior. He loves these. The bread to make the sandwiches with, and we got a whole bunch of eggs because this is very needed in my household. We got a whole pack of burgers because I'm gonna 100% repeat what we did yesterday, which is the burgers with like the onions. That was so freaking good. So we got a whole bunch. So
So the eggs, I'm not saying this is why she bought them, but the color, I say this every video, the color of the egg means absolutely nothing in terms of nutrition. The only thing the color of the egg means is whatever breed of bird it came from. So one breed gives white eggs, another breed gives brown, another breed gives blue, another breed gives like red, like the speckly reds and browns. That's the only thing that it means. The only if you are looking for like slightly better nutrition slash the birds are treated better, look for pasture raised. So there's cage free, free range, and then pasture raised. Pasture raised is S tier. It's the best, but those will be more expensive.
just blood. No, it's not. And then the rest, Oscar could go ahead and put everything in the car. Thank you very much. And by the way, I hope you guys are noticing the fits. When was the last time that I ever wore jeans and a short sleeve shirt? I am very proud of myself. Okay. Good morning and happy Sunday. Well, it was a very good morning for me because that breakfast was insane. Let me show you. Typically on any regular Sunday, we usually order like pastelitos here. That's a very common Cuban type of breakfast here in Miami, Florida. But it's pretty much pastries that are packed with sugar and it's not healthy whatsoever. No protein, just sugar and sugar and sugar and sugar. But I kind of wanted to break the norm and kind of make my own breakfast for this Sunday, which I hardly never ever do. So I made myself this delicious egg salad. I know that the typical egg salad is usually like fully loaded with like mayonnaise, but I decided to do kind of like a naked egg salad. So I did use some light mayo, but I hardly put any in there. And I did add a pretty good squeeze of mustard. I learned that mustard
I am curious if she is checking her food yet.
has like 0 calories, so that's pretty awesome. I got a piece of that really delicious bread that I got from
That looks good.
Costco yesterday and I toasted it. I put the mustard egg salad on top of it, and then I had some of the seasoning from Trader Joe's, the everything but the bagel seasoning, which I think is a staple. Mind you, it's so funny because I'm talking like it's like 8 in the morning right now, and right now it's actually 1:12 p.m. in the afternoon. So I wanted to sleep in a little bit. I woke up, I kind of like fasted, I guess you could say. I went straight upstairs, I kept on editing, and then I finally got hungry, so then that's when I made this delicious breakfast. The thing with me is that with every meal I kind of need something sweet. I hope like as my journey goes, my meals could kind of decrease a little bit, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm already doing a pretty good job by not eating out so much. I'm kind of making my own meals. This is still new to me and I'm still trying to like have a love for eating healthy in general, and honestly preparing the food the way I like it and kind of
Yeah, that looks good. I don't. What's on the top there? Cheese or an apple? I think that's cheese. Yeah, that's good. Again, the yogurt, the drinkable thing, switch it to a plain one and just sweeten it yourself, and then you have to track those clusters. You have to. But yeah, that's good.
like decorating it the way I like it appetizes me a little bit more to eat it. I also made myself like this little yogurt parfait type of ordeal. What I'm doing right now is just getting these little tiny bottles of drinkable yogurt, and then I put some of my favorite little like berries in it. Today I did raspberries and blueberries and it was so good. And then I found these like nut clusters from Costco that have like pumpkin seed, cashews. It's all the nuts that are not too high in carbs, because I learned that there are some nuts out there that are very, I guess, high in carbs and sugar. They're kind of fattening, and I kind of
Mm, I don't think so.
serve that as my own type of granola. Sugar, they're kind of fattening, and I kind of serve that as my own type of see cashews. It's all the nuts that are not too high in carbs because I learned that there are some nuts out.
So you can see here also it has 4 grams of added sugar, which comes from the rice syrup, and there's cane sugar is the third ingredient. So it's being binded together with sugar. So for this, I would just get pumpkin seeds and toss them in there. I wouldn't personally. I would not buy this at all. It's just the added sugar is it's unnecessary. And yes, ooh, it's only 5 grams. It's only 4 grams. But if you're only 5 gramming and only 4 gramming throughout the day, you're gonna hit that 24 upper limit before breakfast
There that are very, I guess,
or
high in
before
carbs
lunch.
and sugar. They're kind of fattening, and I kind of serve that as my own type of granola. And again, it was so good. After I ate that meal, I was so full. Like that was perfect for me. So right now, I am getting ready to go to the park. Actually, Oscar just came back from work. He's been out working since I think like 7 a.m. But he still wants to go with me to go walking. So again, that really just warms my heart. Like the support that I'm getting from him is insane.
Yeah, you. It is very common for people to start their weight loss journey and then their partner not be about it, and then that relationship will crumble and end. Because what it really comes down to is a mismatch in values, and I can see how difficult it would be. Like if I was fat, I wasn't in a relationship back then, but I can see how hard that would be if my partner was also fat and they didn't want to change anything, because then everything shifts. You know, you start waking up a little bit earlier, your hobbies change. You don't want to go out to get pizza, you don't want to order in and watch a movie, you rather go out for a walk like what they're doing. Your eating habits are changing, so whatever you're making for dinner, they're like, I don't want this healthy crap, I want my DiGiorno's or whatever. And it's like, well, this is my journey. I don't know what to tell you. And then it just becomes, it kind of crumbles after that. So I'm very happy to see that he's doing this with her.
I do know that eventually there will be days that he just doesn't want to go walking, and that's okay. This is not his journey. This is my journey. Okay, so I did a little bit of my skincare. I put a
That is like one thing I'm grateful for a lot in my relationship, and that is probably the number one thing. Our values, well, all of our values are aligned, obviously, but the way that we view health, wellness, and fitness, we are basically exactly the same, where there is no like, are you going to go to the gym? Like, are we going to the gym? No, it's we are going to the gym. It's a part, going to the gym and on our walks, it's a part of our day. Like, we don't negotiate with each other. Of course, there are some days where I need a rest and he doesn't. And I'm not like, oh, well, can you just stay and we can watch like a movie? No, I would never ask him to skip the gym. And he would never ask me to skip the gym. Or food, I mean, it's basically the same thing. If I'm wanting, yeah, we'll go out to eat occasionally. But that's the thing, we do it so occasionally where it's like, if one of us suggests it, it's not like, you're derailing me from my journey. It's just like, oh yeah, when's the last time we had some Hot Boys? It's a chicken tender spot downtown. Yeah, we want to get some Hot Boys? Yeah, that's fine. But that was a weird tangent. But anyway, finding someone who aligns with your values with health and wellness is very, very important.
whole bunch of sunscreen on to take care of the dark spots in my face, and then I'm gonna get dressed and we're gonna go to the park. Happy Sunday. All right, guys, it is 1:51. We made it to the park. It's pretty empty, but there's some birthday parties going on, which is so cute to watch. I know I look like a complete dork with this hat on, but I have to try to avoid getting so much sun on my face. Stanley and Hannah, of course. It is currently 11:25 p.m. at night. Now, right after that amazing
Okay, sushi sake for dinner. I ordered a hibachi seafood plate with lots of veggies. My usual order would have been a sushi roll and an order of special fried rice. Okay. Yeah, so she did make better choices. Again, just be very, very mindful with the takeout, because this is you can look at it and see it's slathered in oil.
walk with
But it is a better choice. I'm not dogging her.
Oscar, we went straight to Walmart and Target. Pretty much, I was in the lookout for like kind of comfortable workout shirts. It's kind of sad how in the plus size community, how we don't really have nice activewear. You guys know that I've been in such a withdrawal from Starbucks. I was so used to buying my super fattening iced coffees every single day in Starbucks, and I never really educated myself on a healthier option. But one of you beautiful ladies in the comments told me about horchata iced coffee or something like that. I asked for it in Target. I definitely saw that it was only 150 calories if you take it as it is, but they didn't have it. So I asked Artista if she could possibly make something very similar that's around the same calorie range. I didn't want to do anything of sweet cream foam or caramel drizzle, just something that's still low calorie but still gives me that Starbucks fix. And let me tell you, I was so impressed. As you could clearly see here in this video, the key takeaways from this whole weekend, things that I definitely learned, is that I'm really starting to get used to going to the park every day. At first, like the first 2 days, I wasn't in the best mood ever to go to the park, so I was kind of dragging my feet to go there. But honestly, this weekend it felt more like a little escape. Even just me and Oscar alone.
Yeah, going outside, going for walks, going to a park, it does wonders for your mental health. That's why when people are like, "Oh, I'm depressed," which I've been there. I was diagnosed with depression as a minor. I trust me, I've been there. I've been through very low lows. I've been through wanting to self check out. I've been there, SSRIs, that whole thing. My lowest of lows, not going outside, no exercise, no sunlight, eating like crap, drinking like crap, not taking care of myself. These are things that you can change in order to feel better. And just like she said, going outside now, it feels like an escape. 5 minutes. Or what I tell people, the easiest way to start is to just start. Talking about it isn't starting. Journaling about it isn't starting. Writing about it, thinking about it, planning about it. No, just get up, put your shoes on, go walk in one direction for 5 minutes, turn around, walk back. Congratulations, you have now started your health journey. That's all it takes. That is all it takes. Walk 5 minutes in one direction, 5 minutes back. You can do that. You can muster the courage and the energy to walk one way for 5 minutes and then one way back. I promise. And you will feel better after. I promise you. If you're watching this on your phone, how about you get up and go for a walk right now if it's the right time to do that.
I noticed something weird too. Like right after we did that walk, like we went to Walmart and we were like in a really good mood. And usually that's not my case in Walmart. I usually get a lot of anxiety in Walmart. It's just doing good for us, I guess. It's good for the soul, for the body. I don't know. But whatever. I just picked up Junior tonight from his dad's house. So starting tomorrow, we're going back to our everyday scooter rides in the park, and I'm so excited. I even think I'm gonna build the courage to get on my bike again. I bought a bike about 2 years ago, and surprisingly, even how heavy I was, and I was able to ride it. So I want to try to incorporate that to our everyday park workouts this week because Junior really wants to ride his bike too. So I'm really trying to.
I'll need to get a new bike eventually. I'm gonna start triathlon training next year, so I'm gonna have to get a bike.
you know, keep up with him a little bit. If you made it all the way to this point, I truly, truly want to thank every single one of you. The amount of comments that I get.
Get it, girl. You are doing great so far. It's 2 weeks in, and you're documenting everything. I commend you guys so much. I've been recording for 116 minutes. I will do this last video, and then I'll have to catch up on the others another day, which is okay because I don't want this video to be 10 hours long, but I will catch up. So this one is the silent struggles of being overweight in a relationship. My experience and personal struggles.
Something I've been a little bit scared of to talk about out loud, but I think it's time, and I think a lot of you could probably relate to me. In today's video or confession, I want to talk about what it's really like to be overweight and in a relationship. If you're new here, I want to give you a big welcome. Consider this your new safe place. My name is Annie, and about 2 weeks ago, I posted my first video on this exact YouTube page, putting all of my weight gain struggles on the internet, like literally on YouTube. I shared with you guys how I gained 100 pounds plus over the years and what it truly feels like and the struggles that I'm going through right now. I'm on this brand new journey of weight loss. Nothing is perfect, but I'm learning as I go. I'm recording everything kind of like vlog style, but I made a big promise. I promise you guys I wouldn't be just vlogs and me showing you what I'm doing. I also wanted to have some of these confession sessions with all of you. I pretty much want to touch on subjects that I know is kind of taboo and it's not really known to talk about in public, but it's something that I've always struggled with, and if I could help just one person out here, then that would truly make my whole entire day.
You're definitely helping other people, 1,000%.
I'm gonna start this video with my personal experiences in relationships and being overweight. Some stories are bad and really sad, and some are really, really good. I'm gonna also talk a little bit about what people don't really see. You don't know what we're going through unless you're living what we're going through. And then I'm definitely gonna go into where I am now currently, and then we're gonna wrap it up with questions that I have for you guys. Please remember there is absolutely no judgment here whatsoever. This is your safe place. Let's get right into it. So back in my high school years, I was definitely putting on a little bit of weight, but I wasn't necessarily overweight. I was just a thicker girl. I always was a thicker girl. And I remember having my first little boyfriend, and I was always so subconscious, again, I never looked the same as my other friends. I always felt a little bit uncomfortable. I couldn't wear the clothes that my friends were wearing. I always kind of felt like the odd chubby girl out, if that kind of makes sense. I was so insecure. I remember I used to wear like two bras for my back fat wouldn't show, and I wanted to try to look as smooth as possible. Like these crazy things that you think about now, you're like, it wasn't that serious. Like you look great. I wish I looked now how I did in high school. I would be very happy right now, but I will not say no names, obviously.
Actually, I look better now than I did in high school. I wasn't fat in high school. I had a teenager's body, obviously, but I didn't have the muscle mass that I do now. I'm a little muscly.
Out of privacy, but I do remember having one boyfriend that I remember he would obnoxiously say like some fat jokes sometimes, and sometimes they were just so innocent, but and they were kind of like, okay, it was jokey. But I've always been a girl that was really quick with her mouth, right? So every time like he would throw like a little jabber or a little stupid little joke, I would kind of like immediately hit him with one back, right? But I would never forget, there was this one day, I think I was in my junior year, that he had said something to me through text, and I think we were like arguing or something like that, and I remember it was something like, you're so fat, nobody's gonna ever want you anyways, or something like that. And I remember like I used to always act really tough in front of my friends, like nothing bothered me, like I was so nonchalant. I remember going home that weekend and just crying and crying and crying, and I got so depressed that weekend. Obviously I was young, so I got over it pretty quick, but it's still something that kind of always haunted me, if that makes sense. Moving forward, as I got older, like after high school, in my first years of college, of course I had other boyfriends as well. I still
Yeah, if anyone ever says something like that to you, no one will love you. I'm the best you can get, or like you can't, you won't go far without me. What boy or girl? Bye. Get out of my fucking face. Okay.
always felt so insecure. I've had great little boyfriends and I've had great small relationships that, they treated me very nicely and stuff, but there was always like a comment from his mom or a comment from a sister or a comment from one of their friends, like a little fat joke, a little, people sometimes could be so cruel. I know back in the day it was so okay to like throw jokes at people and say stupid little comments, but I think people who don't suffer from being obese or being very overweight, they don't understand until they live this. Especially us women that are overweight, growing up through our teenage years, our 20s or 30s, it's hard. It's hard to shop for clothes. It's so hard to actually like what you have put on. It's so hard to find an outfit that suits your body right, that you feel confident in. We're not at the size that we could go to any store and just go to a rack and try something on and it looks great. Like this is different, especially if you're plus size. You know more than anybody else. We have to go to the third floor or we have to go to a whole separate store. Like in my 20s, I had to shop already in Lane Bryant and the big girl stores because all the other clothes really didn't fit me. And that's okay. I like those other big girl stores too. But back then, they didn't always have clothes that a typical 20-year-old would wear.
Yeah, I think plus size clothing has definitely come a long way.
Doesn't mean that I wanted to wear tube tops and jeans, right? But just something a little bit more modern. I feel like nowadays, by the way, there's a lot more modern clothing. I still don't see a whole 100% revolution of like more modernized clothes, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are some stores out there that I don't know of that I haven't seen. But I do think that like Lane Bryant has definitely stepped it up a little bit. Another thing that really bothers me is what people don't see. Like weight gain doesn't just affect our bodies and how we look at ourselves or our self-esteem. It also affects on how we love on our partners. Even the most simple things, like if your partner actually gives you a compliment because you're dressed up and you automatically tell them, oh my God, please, no, I look horrible, please, I look fat. Like we can't even accept a damn compliment.
Yeah, that would annoy the crap out of me if I was with someone and I gave them a compliment and they just immediately write it off like that. It would get to the point where it's like, well, I'm just not going to compliment you anymore if you're not going to believe it. Like I'm not just saying it to just say it.
And most of the time, if our partner is saying that, it's because they truly mean it. And we still just reject it because in our eyes and in our mind, we're like unacceptable. And we look.
And it's not even just partners, it's like other people too, like friends or family or coworkers, where if they're constantly self-deprecating, I can't be around them. I cannot stand constantly people who are constantly negative, people who do nothing but consume like the news, like bad news. People I had a friend, well have I had to tell him like the only things that you are sending me are negative news articles, bad social media stuff. You got to stop. I don't want to be constantly fed this stuff. Like I'm not a doom scroller. I don't look for that kind of stuff. I stay somewhat informed, but I'm not going out of my way and reading all these horrible headlines because it's not good for my mental health. And I don't want people just sending me like, oh, look what happened here, look what happened here, look at this person, that person. No, send me the good stuff. I want to see the good news. I want to see the funny stuff. Send me cat videos. Like No, and then the people who are just self-deprecating, I just don't like it. I don't like those types of people. It kind of falls in line with people pleasers. I just don't I don't like it. I'm sorry. I can't. I just don't like it at all. I'm not saying you're a bad person. It's just I don't know, the lack of confidence and then not having like your own opinion or not being able to like stand up for yourself. I don't like that quality in people.
Horrible. That's sad and that's really hard. And I've lived it almost my whole life. Even when somebody loves you so deeply and you know, like,
And that used to be me, by the way, which I think does play into why I don't like it because I did not like myself back then. I didn't like who I was when I self-deprecated or I had no backbone. I couldn't stick up for myself. No, I absolutely hated that person. Not hated, but that's not someone I could ever be again. So when I see people like that or interact with people like that, I guess it just reminds me of who I used to be, and I killed that person. Like she does not exist anymore. So when I see those traits, it just I don't know, it annoys me.
deep down in your heart that they do love you, it's even hard to show that affection toward them. Now, I'm going to talk about my current relationship, which is Oscar. He is my fiance for the past 8 years. So I met Oscar and I was already overweight. I wasn't as big as I am right now. I could definitely say I probably gained about, I don't know, like 50 pounds during the past like 8 years. I'm being very honest with you guys. And I remember even when I had first met him, he always would tell me compliments like, wow, you're so beautiful. Wow, you look great. Wow. And I always thought to myself, he's just saying that because we're just dating right now. And this is like the honeymoon stage. I never believed him. And you could ask him still to this day, and I still act like that toward comments. But then, of course, as the years go on, you know how it is. You get comfortable in the relationship. That's when you kind of start, like eating a little bit more. You start, like, not putting on so much makeup and not holding your mouth too much. And I'm not blaming my extra 50 pounds through the last 8 years because of him. Absolutely not. It was all me. Trust me, 100%. But I do regret every single time, and still to this day, that he compliments me. He tries to make me feel good, and I always shut him down. Let me tell you guys a really sad story. This was actually not too long ago. So I think this was about like 3 months ago. He had told me, hey, babe, get dressed. I really want us to go out. We haven't gone out in a really long time. I want to go to like a nice restaurant and we can have some drinks and lay back, and just have like a little nice, sexy date night, right? And I used to live for that. I love date nights. I still do, but I've been so used to just doing our date nights like at a wing place or like a burger joint or with family that we haven't really had that dressing up thing in a pretty long time. I will never forget that whole morning. I was going crazy looking through my whole closet. Nothing was fitting me right. I felt disgusting in every single thing. I even drove to Lane Bryant like same day, and I remember going and I was able to find at least one shirt that kind of looked good on me that I felt comfortable in, or I felt kind of like sexy for a date night. And I remember getting home. Listen to this. I did my hair. I did my makeup. I got dressed. He looks at me. He says, "You look great. Wow. Okay, come on, let's go. Like we're running late." You know what I did? You know what my self-esteem made me do? I canceled the plans. And still to this day, I get
That's sad.
like emotional even thinking about it. He really tried so hard to reignite our spark and try to like wine and dine me and take me out. I am his fiance. We've been engaged for 4 years. That's a really long time. I'll make another video on that because that's a whole other subject I definitely want to touch on. But I have I couldn't believe it. Like I did all that effort. I tried my hardest, but mentally I would look at myself in the mirror and I would say I look ridiculous. Like I feel like a pig with lipstick on. And again, I know that sounds so ridiculous. I know there's so many big girls out there that look absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Their confidence just overspills them and they do their hair, their makeup, and they have awesome outfits on. I truly applaud you, but I don't have that confidence in the weight that I'm in. I wish I did, but I do not. And that's why I am in.
Well, that's just a sign that you need a change, and that's exactly what she slash you are doing, and that is a great thing. Also, I would argue that the people or the women that they exude all this self confidence, I would argue that behind closed doors, they most likely feel the same exact way.
This weight loss journey because I've had enough. Like I'm 32 already. I want to keep on experiencing really nice things in life and a whole bunch of date nights with my future husband, and I want to live a normal life. And unfortunately right now with my weight and how I look, at least for me, this is a me thing, remember, I don't feel comfortable and I can't keep on this way. And I definitely
Yeah, and
promise
that is extremely valid. I can't stand people in the fat acceptance world where they're like, you shouldn't feel bad about yourself. You should feel fine that you're 300 plus pounds. No, you should not feel fine that you're 300 plus pounds. You should not feel good about yourself being 300 plus pounds. Like, It's just so bizarre.
You guys, that there are so many men out there that truly do not just love you for your physical, they love you for your heart and for who you are. And in their eyes, they think you're absolutely gorgeous. It's sometimes not a them problem, it's most likely a us problem. So where am I now? I'm definitely working on it. I'm kind of learning how to receive love again, finally learning that I don't have to be a certain weight or a certain size for me to feel like I'm attractive. I will never be perfect, nobody is, but I do have to work on my weight loss journey because I need to improve my self-esteem and I have to kind of like heal myself. Not there yet. I'm very far from this and I'm definitely working on it, which is why I'm recording all of these vlogs and I'm really showing up every single day. At least I started and I already feel a difference. I was telling you guys during my other vlogs that me and Oscar every day, like we're walking together and he's really like showing me all his support by going with me every single day. And even that little time that we're walking together and we're sweating and we look horrible, it's like a nice bonding moment. So I'm sorry.
It is. Yeah, going on walks with your partner, your significant other, it is definitely a bonding moment. You're able to have nice conversations and you're both partaking in an activity that it betters both of you.
I yap so much, but I do think that this was a subject that really needed to be spoken on because a lot of people talk about how weight gain has affected their life, but a lot of us don't speak about how weight gain has affected our relationships. But just know whether you're happy with the weight that you're in right now, whether you want to gain some weight, whether you want to lose some weight, just know that you are a beautiful person. And if you need to work on your self esteem because you're not happy with how you look, that's okay too. Even if it's the smallest thing like putting on your favorite lipstick color or putting on some mascara or maybe blow drying your hair and that kind of makes you feel like sexy and alive again, that's okay. Do it. Do what makes you feel good. This is your life, nobody else's. If you made it all the way to this end of this video, I just want to say thank you for hanging around.
Yeah, that was a nice video. I definitely agree with her. It weight gain in a relationship, I imagine, is very difficult. I haven't dealt with that because when I gained my weight, I was single, and I've just been maintaining slash. I mean, when I met Philip, I was already on my muscle growth journey, so that was. I mean, that's different than a fat gain or just getting fat journey. And we encourage each other to be healthy, and it's just honestly, it's second nature now. Like our habits and the things that we do and the things that we eat, we don't really think twice about it. It's just who we are. Our identities are tied into being healthy people. If you think, oh, what would a healthy person do? That's that's what we're doing 80 to 90% of the time. Let's read some comments. It can be so hard to accept compliments, but batting them away can make everyone so uncomfortable. Very true. I really hurt my partner with the dismissal of his compliments and self deprecation. I have gotten better, but it is a rough patch. Yeah, it just makes people not want to compliment you anymore. Don't apologize for yapping. We're here to listen to you yap. True. This is true. Yeah. I think I like her. She seems cool and down to earth. Yeah, it's really sad that a lot of people relate to this, but it's just it just shows you what you need to work on. All right, you guys. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Thank you to Annie. Yeah, thank you to Annie for posting these videos. I am 100% rooting for you. I think you are doing an amazing thing. You're showing people how to get it done. You know, you're taking personal responsibility, taking extreme ownership, which is awesome. I'm very excited to watch the rest of her videos slash your videos if you're watching. Probably not. I don't know. I'm a nobody in this pond. I'm a tiny little tadpole in this giant YouTube weight loss reaction pond. I guess that pond actually isn't the biggest. It's not like a gaming pond. But yes. Thank you so much for being here. Check out my channel memberships if you haven't already. Please consider donating to my fundraiser, raising money for the food bank of Contra Costa and Solano, feeding people who cannot feed themselves. And until next time, goodbye.